Hello and welcome to Pick Up the Mic, Harvest Church's one-time best podcast. We still are the best podcast. I'm Mike Greiner, lead pastor of Harvest. With me is my faithful sidekick, executive pastor Will Land, who likes to say big words.
Yo.
And we also have a special guest, very own Brooke Greiner. But before I go on, Brooke, I got to say this. Tina Talks, I think Sunshine's doing something wrong. Because I noticed the Tina Talks, they have a couple, they're pulling down, they talked about SEX.
I know.
And they pulled down like 600 something views. And they're beating us on views, which I think is probably Sunshine is, you know, you can like censor posts. I think
she's in on the other team.
Yeah, she's working for the other team because she's a girl. So we thought we'll do something that she can't resist. We'll bring our own woman on.
Ha ha ha!
That they don't get. And
stealing the talent from the other side.
yes, and this is Brooke. It used to be.
Now, it sounds like similar last names. You guys from like the same village?
Yes, same village. Actually, she's from the Carolinas, and her last name was Taylor once, believe it or not. Alyssa Taylor, so it's like Opie Taylor, you know. And
Alyssa Taylor?
yeah,
That's I go by my middle name. And then I gave my kid the curse of the middle name.
What's the curse of the middle name?
That you always get called by your first name. Everywhere you go. Never by your real name.
Oh, yeah, because official people see that.
Because normal people go by their first name.
Yeah.
And so you get it at school, they call you by the wrong name, and you got to correct it. So anyway, her name is Brooke Greiner. She is married to my son. You know, you're going to love your daughter-in-law no matter what. You're kind of obligated because you're kind of stuck with her. And if you want to...
Peace.
But I got to tell you, this is the best daughter-in-law there ever was. I just got lucky. No offense, Sunshine. You might have to up your game, but...
Not your daughter-in-law.
Yeah, but you're somebody's daughter-in-law, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they think of you. I haven't asked for their scorecard, but it's hard to beat Brooke.
Aww.
She is a, you can't. She's a fireball. You are.
I get it from my mom.
She's a fighter. First time you play a board game with her, you figure this out.
That's true. I'm very
The competitive edge.
Very.
Well, not only is she competitive, she's cruel.
As
Literally,
most competitive people are.
cuts you with a knife and smiles while she does it.
I do.
And if you whine at all, she goes, sucks to be you. You're losing. She hates to lose and loves to win, and she loves to rub it in. But before we get started, I do want to give you, as a gift, this is the last black women's mug.
I love it.
It's not called a woman's mug, but we found, for some reason, the women like this one better than that shape. We don't know why, but they...
Just the feel of it in your hand.
I guess so. They're hugging. And the black one was the most popular, and that's the last one.
Yay.
Also, do you have Mama Bear Apologetics?
I don't think I do, but I love her.
Okay. And do you have Alyssa Childers, Another Gospel?
No, but I also love Alyssa Childers.
This is such a good book.
I listen to her podcast
Who's
pretty
Alyssa
regularly.
Childers?
Who's
I'm so
Alyssa?
out of touch.
You don't
man.
know who Alyssa Childers.
I'm
if you're
a
not a
bad
woman.
Christian.
You're not a woman.
Tell
I
me.
am
It's
not
different.
a woman, so that helps.
She's
I'm
incredible.
not a woman. Is she a singer?
No. Yes.
She was in Zoe Girl.
Zoe Girl. Who
And now she has a huge podcast.
She's actually, her story, this book is a story of how her church started to go woke. And she started to say, she was getting taught by her pastor in a Sunday school class, wait a minute, are we supposed to go this way? And that led her to a bit of a personal crisis. And she's become an apologist.
Well, she deconstructed.
Well,
She says that she did, I think.
I think that she said they tried to get her to
She went through a
deconstruct.
phase where she
I
she
read
kind
the
of had
back.
a faith crisis.
And in her own words, she said she deconstructed.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that word means
So,
exactly.
in any
It
case,
means
Taken
a
apart.
lot of different things.
it means becoming a liberal and giving up the faith. But she actually has a great podcast on that's current. And she's always taking on challenges to the faith. And she's very winsome, very likable. She's terrific. And that book kind of catapulted her.
Nice.
But anyway, we like to do as spotlight features here. And since Tina Talks has been cheating, stealing our guests, stealing the spotlight that they haven't earned,
You're going to get some crap for that on their next podcast.
actually, let me tell you the truth, what I really think. I listened to the last one that dropped with her and Mandy.
I love that one.
When I was done, I actually thought these two people could do a
Oh,
podcast
100%.
Nationally.
Their banter was really, I told them that.
Did you? So did I.
It was very natural. I mean, they're very close, but
They're
it
both.
was just so easy to listen to.
They're both smart.
Yeah.
They're both funny. Mandy's very funny, and Christina gets her jokes, so she never gets left behind. And I just think it was terrific. I actually thought, if Glenn Beck needed 2 Christian women to do a podcast for the Blaze, he should get them.
Because I think did a great job.
And they're our little treasure right here, because we're our first audience is our own church. And we like people not in our church to listen to. But the reason our first audience is our own church is because this gives us another avenue to talk to them. Plus, we never thought anyone would care who didn't go to our own church. When we started this, we were hoping for 25 to 50 people. And we get we don't know how many people we get because we have more than one platform. I mean, I don't know. She might know. Sunshine, do you know how many we get from platform to platform on average?
We get between 200 and 300 generally on YouTube, and then 100 to 200 on Spotify. So
That's great on Spotify.
And I'm a Spotify guy. That's where I go. I only go to YouTube to check the comments and share, and then I go back to Spotify because I like the audio only most of the time. And YouTube kills your phone battery.
I don't ever listen. I don't ever do YouTube.
Yeah. So, but in any case, we do a spotlight of a Harvest Church person normally, but you're not a Harvest Church person right now, but you were.
I was.
So what we want to do is we're just going to do some bio.
Okay.
So that God can be glorified in your life.
Okay.
So tell me, where were you born and when, and to what circumstances?
I was born in Gastonia, North Carolina. I, to this day, don't know if my mom was married yet. I don't think she was.
That's
We're
right.
going to get closer.
I'm seeing how you talk. You don't have to get closer.
Okay.
I was just turning this towards you, seeing how you talk.
Potentially out of wedlock. My mom was a teen mom.
But you don't know.
I don't know.
You haven't asked her? Hey, Mom.
I don't know. I mean, I think it was a close.
It was close.
It was close.
It's down to the wire.
You know, really, she was not a believer. And she got married very early, on into a relationship with my biological dad. That did not work out. I don't think it lasted very long. My biological dad is not great.
No, wait, before we go there, is your mom, how many brothers and sisters did she have?
One sister and one brother.
Now, did her parents stick together?
Yes, they are still together, but they were not believers.
They weren't believers?
No.
Really?
I don't know the exact timeline, but my mom did not get saved until she married, right before she married Mark, my stepdad.
Okay.
And my grandparents, her parents, I believe they got saved shortly after she divorced my dad, but I could be wrong about that. I'm
How
not
long
really
was
sure.
she married to your dad? A year?
Maybe.
I'm really glad she chose this guy because he must have some good genes.
He's handsome.
There you
He's
go.
handsome.
Handsome will get you somewhere.
Yeah.
But you got to train your daughters, look for other qualities like loves Jesus, has job. But I'm glad your mother didn't know that or you wouldn't exist.
That's true.
So, and then my grandchildren wouldn't exist.
That's also true.
Which are your best work. So
Did you catch that out there, ladies? Knows Jesus, has job.
his job is not really
Sorry,
hard.
didn't want to pass that by.
I mean, he did have a job. He's very successful. But, yeah. So they got divorced very quickly for a lot of reasons. And then we moved to Arlington, Texas.
For what purpose?
I have no idea.
You never asked your mom.
There's a lot of things that
I'm going to have to call your mom.
I know.
This is when your
Well,
mom was single.
She was, yes.
So
So
she
it was
moved the
a bad
kids
situation.
and herself
Yes, it was me and my mom.
to get separation, probably.
And there's, a lot in that relationship that was, I think,
Not good.
yes. And she did date someone while we were in Texas. I believe they almost got engaged. He was very rich.
Well, so she's going after two guys who had money.
I don't know if my dad had money at the time, but he did have a good job.
But the next
He's an
guy
engineer.
was rich.
Yes.
But she didn't marry the rich guy.
She didn't. So what I've gathered is that she dated him for a while. I'm not sure how long. We lived there from when I was maybe 1.5 to about 4.
So you don't really remember
No,
Arlington.
no.
So will she be watching this podcast?
I have no idea.
But if she does, she's gonna say, Brooke, you got that wrong.
She might.
Let
but
me
here's the
explain
great
this
part.
to you.
For whatever reason, so my grandparents got super saved. I don't know how. I don't know their conversion story. But while we're in Texas, I think that's when they get saved. They are praying for my mom to come back and to not marry this guy. So I think this guy proposes. His name's Carlos. And yeah,
that's the second Carlos we've had on
Carlos. He was from Corpus Christi.
Actually, Bert's son-in-law to be is Carlos, maybe.
And so
I remember that.
I think he
Carlos
proposes.
from
She
Ecuador.
says no. She feels some sort of conviction, is how she describes it, even though she wasn't saved yet. And then we moved back to North Carolina. She gets saved, and then I think within.
She gets saved there or in North Carolina?
I have no idea. I think she gets.
We gotta talk
I
to
think
Mom.
God is just working on her. It's kind of like a period of time. So we moved back to North Carolina, and my now stepdad went to church with my grandparents. Apparently, he met me before he met my mom. And held me and thought I was really cute.
So your grandparents brought you to church and he saw you.
So when I would come back and do mandated visits with my biological dad, I think I would stay with them. And so he held me and met me before he met my mom. And then he saw her. She's gorgeous.
Yes, you have a beautiful mom.
And asked her on a date. Apparently, she turns him down because he's younger. And she's like, I got a kid.
I didn't know he
need
was
something
younger.
serious. A couple years. Yeah.
Oh, how many?
A little baby. I think
8,
3.
10?
No, like 2 or 3.
15?
It's not that big.
15
Yeah,
years?
15. We'll say 15. And it was just kind of.
So you had mandated visits with your dad?
Yes, I believe.
Do you remember any of them?
No. Not when I was young. I don't remember like flying back or anything.
So how old were you when Mark, the stepdad, came into the picture?
I believe I was 5.
And then
I
they
was
married
Lila's age.
when you were what, 6?
It was very quick. So I think when we moved back, I think it was a year or less. Because my mom is, established at this point. She's a mom. She knows what she wants. A year or less that they were dating and married.
So is it his dad or her dad who would always tell me, I love you. There's nothing you can do about it.
That is my uncle and then my grandfather who's now
Your
passed
grandfather.
away. Yes.
That's who it was.
Yes.
Met this
Phil.
guy at the wedding, Bill. He'd be like, Phil.
Yes.
He'd be like, I love you. And I just met him. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
My family is very like lovey, touchy-feely.
I love
I
that.
like it.
I'm good with that.
They love everybody. Very sweet.
And they are
If
wonderful.
they don't love you, do they tell you with the same
I hate you.
fever?
I hate you. I'm going to
they'll
kill
tell
you.
you.
I'm about to kill you.
You know what? I just don't think we're going to be friends.
I don't
Could
think
you stop
we can be
talking
friends.
to me?
So
no,
yeah.
actually, they never said that to me. So, okay. So you grew up, did you grow up calling Mark daddy?
No, we had a very tumultuous few. I mean, I gave my parents a really hard time.
Wait, you were
At 5?
sassy?
So sassy. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Can you believe that? No, I mean, I don't know how much jumping around we want to do.
You can
but
it's a conversation. Say anything
Okay.
you want. Go
Well,
anywhere.
she married. It was just a lot of change, I think, for a 5-year-old. So we, got the divorce. Obviously, I didn't really know what was happening because
Was
I
your
was a baby.
mother, would you say your mother was close to you when you were,
Oh yeah. I
And
mean, it was just us two for a long time.
yeah, so you were her buddy.
Yeah.
So the guy coming in is kind of divisive of that relationship.
Yes. I did not like him,
I see. So that makes more sense.
and I made it known
You
that
let
I
him
did
know?
not like him.
Would you put like itching powder in his underwear? Or?
I don't know. My mom said that I was just really mean to him.
Sounds familiar.
But no, I called him Mark. Honestly, I called him Mark up until probably when I had Lila, which is my first kid, in 2020, because my mom told me that it kind of hurt his feelings that I didn't call him dad, because I do consider him my dad, and I have for really most of my life, even though I still had to, because of the divorce settlement or whatever, had to go see my dad every week. So it was every Tuesday and every other weekend that I had to go stay with my dad until I was 18.
You had to.
Had to.
And he wanted you to?
Yes.
So you did get to know your dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I spent a lot of time with my dad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was rough. It's a very
You didn't
weird,
have fun visiting him?
So he was very fun. The problem, so I'll paint the picture of why I was so rebellious as a child, I think. My dad, biological dad, and my stepmom, and my stepmom, I hope if she ever listens to this, we have since made amends, and she is a wonderful person. I think my dad I think she had a really bad marriage with my dad, and kind of, not took it out on me, but kind of treated me different. Because she also had a child.
Mm-hmm.
And me and her daughter Abby grew up together. Mm-hmm. So I had every Tuesday and every other weekend, and then like half the summer until I was 18 years old, had this family dynamic where I would go to his house. He made a lot of money. He did not care what me and my sister did. We could do whatever we wanted, dress however we wanted. He was just like the fun dad. Like we had lots of fun stuff, 4-wheelers, computers. And then I would go back to my newly saved mom and my very Pentecostal stepdad. I'm going to use the word stepdad, even though I hate using that word, just to save the confusion. And they were very strict, I will say legalistic when I was younger, and have since changed a lot. But we grew up very strict Church of God. And so wait, you grew up in a, so you grew up. I know I'm jumping around a lot.
No, you're doing great. I'll piece it together. You grew up in Church of God with dad.
With my mom and stepdad.
With your mom and stepdad.
And then I would say atheist biological dad.
So you had two things going on there.
Yes.
So when you say strict, you mean that in the nicest sense of the word, right?
Jean skirts, no, you couldn't paint your nails, very long hair, which we never became a member of that church, and so we didn't.
You had to have long hair.
Yes.
If you're a girl.
Yes, and most people did not wear rings, like wedding rings.
When did you get married?
2015.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So yeah, there was a lot of, you don't really get and this is not my mom, if you're watching this, it's not your fault, but you get a lot of confusion going from one set of parenting where my dad just did not care. He wasn't a great dad, to a very loving, stable relationship, but very strict. And so I was very rebellious. Did a lot of things I shouldn't have done, and hated church and thought it was really stupid.
Can we stop on that? You say you did a lot of things you shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well,
I mean, well, you couldn't cut your hair.
no. I snuck out a lot with boys. It was just very generally
You snuck
rude.
out a window or?
Oh, a window for sure. And then I left the screen laid up against the house, and my parents very quickly found out because I'm stupid.
Did you care if you got in trouble?
No,
So it didn't
I didn't
matter
care.
anyway.
No, I stayed in trouble. So I really, at that point, it was just, I was in like a chronic state of grounding.
Yes.
And so I never really cared. But there was definitely, I look back and I think I spent most of my childhood very depressed, but nobody really knew what that meant or how to deal with it.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
I felt numb most of the time. Like when I look back, I didn't really care what my parents thought. And I don't know, it's just like a numbing feeling. Like it's almost like I look back at parts of my childhood and it's like kind of a blur. You know, like you kind of forget about it.
You know, my wife can't remember almost anything.
It's like cloudy. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, and I know I can't, but I can. I think I can piece, if I start piecing together little markers in time, I can get it back.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Yeah.
So let me tell. Then what did you think about God at this time?
Oh, I thought it was stupid.
You thought church was stupid.
Yeah. I don't know if I didn't believe in something, because it made more sense to believe in something than nothing. But I thought the Bible was dumb.
The most prominent feature to you is the list of rules.
Yes.
Not
Well,
like the story.
Right. Well, at that point, in my mind, growing up, I didn't understand what grace meant. And so, for example, I feel like Nick has told me that he used to do this before, but that's because he's OCD and that's a different story. But I would, in my mind, if you were saved and Jesus were to come back while you were sinning, you wouldn't go to heaven. And so I lived in this fear. I lived in this fear of like obsessively repenting. And then I would like do something on purpose, and then I would like obsessively repent I don't know. Even though I
wild.
don't even think I believed in Jesus, but it was like a fear based.
So
I can identify.
Yeah, just
I'm
I
not
went through
sure
a
he
period of time.
exists, but I'm sure I'm damned. That's kind of I was.
Yeah.
in
Well,
that
you
boat.
want to
I
just
was
in
that
case.
boat for a
I don't
little
want to
bit.
go to hell, but I don't know if I even believe in it.
Yeah.
so that had to have been distressing to your parents.
I don't even know if up until recently, I think I told my dad that that's what I thought, and he was like, "Wow, I never knew that."
You just kept it. You were very private.
Yes.
So when I first met you, guarded is the word I'd use.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, you are a guarded person. I don't think that's changed.
No, I don't think so. With my people, I'm not.
You're comfortable now because you're in front of a camera in a conversation.
Yeah.
Isn't that odd?
Yeah. I mean, I did do it. Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's weird.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's who you are. And I think we're a product of our environment
Oh, for sure.
to a certain extent.
For sure.
So, and I don't think we can figure it out. We can figure it out easier listening to other people than ourselves, almost. Right? If other
I
people,
think I can root almost everything back to having a really crappy dad as a girl,
yes.
for sure.
And can you expand on that? What would a good dad have? How would that have made a difference? Or
I think it's hard because I had a good dad and then I had a bad dad, but everything in you, no matter what, even as an adult, desires to be loved by your biological parent
and to be
and cared for, which I don't know if I mentioned. I haven't spoken to my dad since 2011, 2012.
He's broken some promises too, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean he's not a good guy. But when I look back, especially now that I have kids and I have a healthy marriage, I can look back and see the way, especially that a daughter is affected by a dad. Like I can see it in my own marriage. Nick is such a great guy. I guess that a lot of people know Nick, but I can convince myself, and I've told him this before, I can convince myself that he's like cheating on me. And I do this spiral. And I tell him all the time, I genuinely think it's because the way that you grow up, if you have a crappy dad as a girl, you're like, if my own biological dad can't love me or like,
It's like
because he's never reached out to me in all of these years. Like if your own dad, your flesh and blood, can't even care about you, who is, and he cheated a lot, which I think also screwed my head up a little bit, but you that bleeds into your healthy, stable
well, he's like
marriage.
building the archetype
Oh yeah.
of what a man is, whether he realizes it or not.
Yeah.
He's like he's
Sorry.
your man mold.
Well, we do see ourselves in the eyes of our parents to a large extent, especially in the formative years, whether we notice it or not. And I agree, we want a blessing from our mom and our dad. We want them to like us
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and pay attention to us, enjoy us, and love us. It's a hard job being a mom or a dad, really,
Yeah.
because no one is perfect at
Yeah.
that. But some really suck at it.
Yes. Some really suck.
And some actually go the other way. They
Yes.
either neglect or they're always looking at you with criticism or
Yeah.
bitterness or anger, and
Oh, yeah.
and that can be very difficult.
Yeah. And I can see, even though I have had and still currently have a really solid dad, like my stepdad is a strong believer, has never treated me any differently than my brother. So my parents had a son together, Christian, my little brother. And I definitely was blessed in that I had that father figure in my life, but you can still, there's nothing that will take away the whole of your biological parent. Not like the best dad or the best mom in the world. Even up until into adulthood.
You know,
it messes with your head.
I have a great stepfather.
Yeah.
And
yes.
he's very much the second father I have.
Yeah.
Still, I resist calling him father and not Bob, because I don't want him in that lane with my biological dad.
Yeah.
I have a great dad.
Yeah.
But my dad, if he were here, would tell you that there's a lot of change that's happened in me and him
I know. I had a long conversation with him about it.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's right. You went to see him, didn't you?
I did.
I so appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, it was really fun. They were amazing.
You know, he's awesome. Got an awesome personality.
He's very fun.
But he doesn't think he does.
No,
He doesn't think-
he's awesome. My kids loved him.
His view of grandchildren was they probably don't care about me at all. I'm like, Dad, they'll like you.
They loved him.
Aw,
It was really fun.
that is great.
And Mimi. They loved Mimi.
And that's good.
Yeah.
And so I had the step parents on both sides and went through that too. There's no crying in baseball. You know, this is the life God gave us.
Yeah.
Right. And you adjust. And God is good.
Yeah.
How has God made up for it in your life, or has He? Are you bitter? Are you angry? Do you find yourself running back to God? And do you find hard spots in your heart towards God where you feel like I don't feel you enough? Because
Like when it comes to my dad, or like that kind of.
all that because of that.
I definitely think I'm thankful that it's part of my testimony, because I think unfortunately a lot of people deal with crappy dads. I will say, as somebody who has a parent who is completely absent from my life, it is not like you forgive them and then you just never have to forgive them again. It is
Right.
like a regular, like if you let yourself think about it too much.
Your emotions come back up.
Oh,
in the
for
negative.
sure. It is a like regular forgiving
Do
and
you
a
think that-
regular.
Do you think it's partly because it's not restored?
Yeah.
Like with my dad, I have no bad feelings from the turbulent times that we had when I was
Yeah.
young, but we're restored,
Right.
and so there's nothing there
Right,
anymore.
right.
I can let go of the past emotionally very easily.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no, there's definitely hard feelings for me. But I'm at a way better place. I mean, it's obviously been over a decade. And so there's
there was
less bitterness, I think.
There was when I first met Brooke, Nick, let's get to that. Nick went to college in South Carolina.
Yes.
Because he didn't want to be in a cold area. So he found a Christian college that none of us had ever heard of called Greenville University in Greenville. You have to say Vol, South Carolina.
It's actually in Tigerville.
Tigerville. Tigerville.
Well, it's Tigerville and Greenville.
Oh, it's Tigerville.
I don't know why.
Probably because Tiger doesn't go with Vol. It's
Yeah.
Tigerville, Greenville. And in Tigerville, South Carolina, which is the coolest name. And by the way, it's in one of the most beautiful parts of South
Yes,
Carolina.
it is.
If you are living in South Carolina and can't live on the beach, you want to be in Tigerville or that area. It's up at that northwest
In the Blue Ridge Mountains.
corner where Tennessee juts out and North Carolina juts out. That little circle is heavenly. It's just a great weather, beautiful place. No beach, but it's nice. So he went there and he I cannot tell you everything about how he got there because I'd have to get permission from other people. But let's just say he knew.
It's okay. I mean, yeah, it's fine.
Well, I don't know if her husband wants me to say anything.
I think they don't normally say.
Yeah, so
There was another relationship involved at that
there was
point.
another relationship. He actually waited a year to go to college because he was dating a girl up here. And they both went to that Christian college and immediately broke up. And now that girl is married to someone and she lives here and there, and I think it's a great marriage.
She's great. I love all of Nick's exes.
Yes.
He had great taste.
He had good taste.
Yeah, he did.
But then he was in a singing group, of all things, to help pay his way through. He joined a singing group, and there was Brooke, and so they started to date. And why the heck were you in a Christian college if you weren't a Christian?
Oh gosh, that's another.
Why didn't you go to USC, which, by the way, if you're in South Carolina, that's not California. USC is the Gamecocks.
Gamecocks. Go Cox.
You could say go Cox, and
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything dirty
it means
down
not,
there.
But they do definitely make a lot of dirty innuendos.
They make
out
a
of
lot
that.
of jokes out of that.
So I was still not saved when I was applying for colleges. Really wanted to go to USC, which it's a great school
And by the way, my daughter Michael was born
in Columbia.
I think it's Richland Hospital, right there in Columbia, right there near USC's campus.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Why I wanted to go to Columbia, I don't know, because it's a terrible place. The armpit of South Carolina
It really is.
is how we
it's
refer
the
to
capital.
Yes.
It's hot.
it. It's just
There's no beach, no
awful.
mountains. And a lot of fire ants.
Yeah, it's just a bad place. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
So that was my plan. But I grew up in a poor family who I just knew going into it that I had to go somewhere that was going to give me scholarship or I was not going to be able to go there.
Couldn't your father have written a check?
Oh, yeah, he could have written a check. That is.
Did you ask him?
I did. So my dad, I also hope he doesn't listen to there are.
Dad, if you're listening, we love you. We don't hate you.
I pray for you
As
often.
Christians, we don't judge. We know everyone sucks.
Yes.
That's what we believe. But
So-
how about you repent
Yes.
and look at this awesome daughter you have and start to enjoy her and bless her, and you'll get
Yes.
forgiveness of sins, and you can make up for that. But
And I do hope that
otherwise,
happens.
we want to hear the story. So try not to get too bothered. Go ahead.
So I was told I didn't even know that you knew this part. I mean, I guess I've told you.
I didn't know that I know he broke a promise having to do with money
Yes.
and college, but I don't
Yes.
know any details.
Well, this was kind of a build-up, and this was kind of one of the final straws. So he always made a point when I was growing up, he would go to the bank and he would put money in a bank account. For me and so he also I have another half brother as well, Dalton. And he would always make a point, because at this point, back in the day, you had to go to the
Very
bank
Southern.
to make a point.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Dalton.
Dalton.
Oh, Dalton's a very Southern
Southern
name.
name.
Dalton's
Dalton
great.
Chase.
Dalton Chase.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
Does he do roundhouse kicks?
Got a big up
He
threat.
probably does.
Yes.
But you would go to the bank because that's what you had to do. And he
Yes,
would
I
deposit
remember
money
that.
every week or month or whatever. And so it was just a known thing that
Well,
we
he
had.
felt to give him some credit, he felt some sort of obligation towards you.
Maybe. I don't know.
He let you visit. He gave you some money.
I mean, it was state mandated, but yeah.
He
I
could have
guess.
said
I don't
no.
know. I don't know how he felt about me. I think
Parents don't have to go with that statement.
I think he is a true narcissist.
he thinks
I think
about,
he doesn't have real feelings.
it's all about me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because if you were to meet him, Nick actually met him when we were dating, and Nick was like, "Wow, he's a really great guy," and I was like, "Yeah, he's really good at making
Being
you
a
like
really
him.
great
He's
guy.
very charming."
He's like Gavin Newsom.
I guess. Sure.
So you-
When I think of charming, I think of Gavin Newsom. But so it was a known thing that growing up he had this bank account and it was for college.
Yeah.
So college comes around and our relationship is already pretty rocky at this point. My relationship with my stepmom is very rocky. And
Seems like any parental authority at that point was not comfortable with you.
no, I kind of rocked the boat
She
everywhere.
seems so nice.
The Lord has since you've only known me since I've been saved, so I was
Yes.
a different person. But so it comes around to college time, and I'm like, okay, where's the college
dough?
fund that has been apparently being put into for all these years? And he was like, there's none. And I was like, well, where did it go? And then I don't even remember. I think I was on Facebook and I saw that he had bought a motorcycle, this really beautiful motorcycle. And I was like, so you can buy a
motorcycle,
but somehow you were low on money and I don't know what you said you used the money for. And so that was just kind of a breaking point for me to where we just kind of completely cut ties. And so my mom told me, wherever you go, we can't help you at all. And I knew that. And they did not have the money. They would have done it if they could have. And so Tammy, do you remember Tammy?
I probably do.
From my wedding.
Yes. Is
So-
that the one whose mom didn't like me?
Well, kind of.
Yes, I remember.
You push some buttons. Tammy is a woman in my life. I was best friends with her daughter. She was kind of like a second mom to me. She is now in heaven.
Yeah, that was her.
Yes. So she and my mom were close and they were talking, and Miss Tammy kind of knew a little bit about my situation, and my mom was concerned about me going to a big public school and doing God knows what.
Heck, I would have too.
Yes. And
You
so
were not. I wouldn't want you to go there either.
So a
I'd
week-
have said, get a job at McDonald's till you settle down, girl.
before move-in day, a week before school starting, Tammy calls my mom and she said,
He's working on an email over here. I want you to know he's not.
well, I'm very
What's going on over here, buddy?
glad that you're interested in my conversation. I'm kidding.
I'm paying attention.
So Tammy calls my mom and says, I have talked to admissions at North Greenville University. I think we can get her a full scholarship. Let's get on the phone.
Wow.
So Tammy coordinated this entire, like, my whole salvation is from Tammy Bradbury.
Tammy's your go-getter.
She is.
Second
And
mom.
she loved me, yes.
I need to
Loved
thank.
me.
I need to thank her.
I kind of want to know the
memory.
story as to why they frictioned. Or
Well,
is it not appropriate?
I mean, it really, like, wasn't a big thing.
I'll tell it.
How did you end up having an
Will her
interaction
daughter's
with this?
feelings get hurt if I tell the story?
No.
How did
Okay.
you end up having an interaction with this woman in the first place?
Well, I was doing the wedding, and so I did, and I know how to do weddings.
So she's kind of my wedding coordinator.
Well,
She, like, offered up
So,
her.
well, 'cause I just want to get the chronology right. Tammy helps you get into Greenville, so you haven't met Nick yet.
no.
So he meets Tammy way after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all. I was getting screwed up in my
We'll
head.
save that story
Because you're
till
talking
later.
about Tammy, and I'm like, yeah, but she's.
So Tammy's been in my life a long time,
So
and
now-
then she coordinated
he
our
runs
wedding.
into her years down the road.
Yes.
But Tammy's who helped you get into Greenville and get a
Yes.
scholarship. Okay.
Yes.
That's why I was confused.
We'll talk later.
He's like, oh,
We'll talk later. So anyway, so you're at North Greenville because of the kindness of strangers.
see, I'm at
Yes,
least
so we
paying
got on the
attention
phone.
enough to recognize that those were chronologically out of order.
You know, stop doing. He's doing his other job. I know he opened. He started looking. He wanted to know where North Greenville was.
It's in the middle of
I did.
Tigerville,
I looked
middle
up
of nowhere.
Tigerville
And then
where
the next thing, once you open a computer, you can't help. You go, how's my email here?
So that day, the same day that Tammy calls my mom, we get on the phone with admissions, and they're like
I was
doing whatever
looking-
they
by
do.
the way, I was looking for a picture of you, and I couldn't
saw
find it. I'm gonna find the
Of me?
picture though. Yes.
When?
that's why he asked when you got married.
Yes,
So
I was
he
trying to
could
find it, and I
find
couldn't
the year.
find the stinking picture.
What picture?
You guys, I'm going to show the picture, but not. Maybe I can I send you a picture, Sunshine, and you insert it
Yes,
in?
she has that
You can
power.
talk about the picture.
What is the picture?
The audience will be able to see it.
It is the picture. Do you ever have that wedding cake moment where you're supposed to give cake?
Yes.
How did
that is
you?
a great picture.
How did you do that? Did you smear it in your wife's face?
We didn't have any cake at my wedding.
What?
The heck?
Not even a cupcake?
They're weird.
We had pies.
Pie. Okay.
We had all
that's
the
cool.
women in the family make homemade pies. We had 27 homemade pies.
Okay,
of
pie is
different
my favorite
variety.
dessert.
And I had 0 slices
Oh, that's
before they were all
unfortunate.
gone.
Wow.
No crying in baseball. You should have had a cake. But in any case,
We didn't do the. We agreed beforehand to not do the. Food
I
in the
did
face thing.
this, and I put it in my wife's. Not too bad.
We
but I
were
thought-
30. We were like.
I was.
We were
young.
not young and
And
fun.
I
No,
thought-
you're not too old to do the cake smashing.
Come
we were
on.
like, we're
It's
not doing
fun.
that.
Anyway, get this. So I said I did it with my wife, and she didn't like it that much. But I thought you were supposed to. I was young. I'd never. I think this was the second wedding I had ever been to was my own, and then I thought, well, maybe. And then I see all these people being polite, and I thought maybe I should have been more polite. So then I'm at the wedding that they're gonna do, and her aunt. Aunt Bev, who actually wears combat boots and carries a bayonet in her hand, says to me, "If he puts that cake in her face, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna smack him right here. I'm gonna do it." And I was convinced she's gonna do it.
And do you know who was nagging him on to do it? My mom and Tammy.
So then he did put the cake
Oh, he
in her
smashed
face.
it all up my face.
But I have a picture of Nick. If you're putting the picture in, that picture's popping up right now. And he was destroyed. She destroyed him. And
Because
the-
she's competitive and
Oh, I had to do it back.
and the
brutal.
look on her face. She was so satisfied. She wasn't like, "Oh, I'm sorry, honey, let me get
No.
that." She was like,
No.
"Yeah, mess with me,
she like
will
pick
you?"
up the
No.
entire cake.
He
and
knew
just
what he was
dump
getting
it on
himself
his
into.
face.
This is a sign. You are not going to beat this woman. She's not going to let you beat her as a wife. She will shoot you and then kick you out and then
Wow.
take your
Set you on
retirement.
fire
Oh,
afterwards.
man.
Hand you to Aunt Bev. Aunt Bev will eat your guts.
She'll finish you off. You will be
Okay.
scared of her.
So you
when
get the scholarship to Greenville,
Yes.
which is your ticket to ride.
Yes.
I
So-
get
Full
to go to
scholarship.
college.
So
Full
what-
scholarship.
2 questions. What do you want to study? And if someone asked you at that time, "Are you a Christian?" Did you just go along and say yes?
I would have said yes.
But were you?
No.
But it is cultural, especially in the South.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, and when you come from a family like mine, everybody knows my family where we live. Everyone. And they are very, very Christian.
And they're from Clover, South Carolina.
Clover.
Beautiful Clover. And by the way, I know her her mom and dad, and her stepdad really is who
Pretty
she
great.
says he is.
He is a great guy.
He's a terrific guy.
Yes. So yeah, I went to North Greenville, and my mom said, give it a year, and if you hate it, I won't fight you on it, but please just give it 1 year. And I got saved that year at school.
How?
I feel like you said the same thing, where it wasn't like you go to the altar and it's just like this transformation, and you walk away and you're like, wow, I'm changed. For me, it was definitely like, I know that the Lord, I can look back now and see where God started working in my life.
Okay.
And so I get to school. I'm very depressed at this point. Deep depression.
And you think, looking back, you've been depressed your whole life.
Yeah. I think like maybe not the whole time.
There's a lot of sadness.
I would say maybe from like 13 and up.
A lot of sorrow.
Yes.
From the time the hormones hit.
Yes, the
Okay.
hormone.
The
I had a hormone, as Mandy would say.
Mandy says of Lucy. Lucy is 10 now, and she's growing up fast.
Yes.
And she's
so pretty.
She'll be moody, and her mother will say she has a hormone.
A hormone. I had a hormone, many hormones, and
Was there a particular reason why the depression got worse at college?
so that was when the big falling out with my dad happened, and we pretty much cut ties.
When I first met her, I brought her a gift.
Did you? I don't remember this.
It was a book. It was called The Father Heart of God.
I do not remember that.
And you sent me a Facebook or something. I might have still been on social media. And you said, did Nick tell you about my dad? I said, no, I had no idea.
Oh man, that makes me emotional.
Yeah. It had a picture of a man hugging his son on it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I wonder if we still have it somewhere. So I get there.
So she obviously didn't care about my gift. She threw it away.
Apparently not. So much
Not
of that
sure she
year
could
was
write
a blur
book
to me.
report on it right now, but
So my degree was pre-med, which sucked up my entire life. So it was studying and then Joyful Sound, which was the singing group that
They
we
had
were
a
in,
singing group, and they would go
Yes.
to old-timey churches.
where
and-
everyone is just like on the brink of death.
And they'll sing, and then they collect money for the school.
Yeah.
And it was the kind of singing that they probably don't listen to at home. It's nothing wrong with it, but it's 1950s singing. But they were the fresh-faced college smiling.
Yes.
And Nick,
feels like your church is alive again for 30 seconds.
For 30 seconds. Well, they look like they're dying and that they hate you, and then you get done with the singing and they're like, wow, that was the most amazing thing I've ever heard. And I was like, I would have never known.
yes,
By the look on your face
I
when you
thought
were
you
staring at
needed
me.
And then
CPR.
studying at college is supposed to take up most of your time if you're doing it right, I guess.
Yes.
you
Unlike
wouldn't know.
you. Well, you
wouldn't
just
know.
were so smart and
No.
So
didn't have to work
I
very hard
want
for
to
it.
rush through this part here because I got some big things we got to talk about.
Yes.
So you met Nick.
Yes.
And
Right after I got saved.
Singing. Is there a requirement that he could sing?
Well,
It definitely upped the
the
it
ante.
factor for me.
There
Yeah.
is something about singing.
And a guitar. He would carry. He was very broody,
He
very
was-
broody, muscly guy. He was very like a girl, moody. And he knows it. Everyone knows it. He was just a moody guy.
He was dark and stormy.
He was, and I kind of liked it.
Dark
it
and
was very
stormy with the
mysterious.
guitar.
He had
Yeah.
the brown eyes.
Angst. He had
Yes,
he
very
hadn't
angsty.
Gotten over the angst
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, he was actually writing songs.
He wrote a song for me.
I've
That
never
was
heard
really
it.
one of the.
I have never heard it.
You should ask him to sing it for you.
Well, I'm
He
not
he
you.
recorded it for me
Well,
and gave it to me, and that was like one of the nails in the coffin
Kind of
for me.
special, right?
If he calls me, I can play this. Let's see if I can play it. If he calls me, one of the songs he wrote actually comes up.
It feels good.
And
My wife wrote a song about me.
That's really
It's
sweet.
kind of nice.
That's really sweet.
Here you
Wish,
go, here you go,
wish I
ready?
had that talent to do it.
here we go. Here it comes. This is his ringtone. Play. Oh, you got to hit. Okay, there he goes.
Searching for something that we'll never find. I found it all once I knew. You know the stars aren't as bright when you cover your eyes, but you can bet they'll be waiting for you.
It sounds like Baby Nick.
And I know that your troubles are weighing
He does sound
down.
broody.
He was. Oh gosh.
All on your soul. When you are
That's all it is. So,
So you meet Nick, fall head over heels, because how couldn't you?
Yeah, we did. Our relationship was up and down.
well, wait a minute. She met Nick,
Yes.
At the singing group.
Well, actually, he had another girlfriend in the
did.
singing. He broke up with the girl here, and then he wrote a bunch of songs. 'cause
really
he was
broody.
sad.
He was.
And then he met another girl who we still love.
Yes, I do.
She came up here to visit. Just when they were still dating.
Yeah.
And we played Mafia. And if you know how to play Mafia, it's a game you're all around, and someone's the killer. And then everyone goes to sleep, and the Mafia wakes up, and they point to somebody, and that person's dead. To our family, it's become a meme in our family because she was the sweetest.
So sweet.
And so they kill her. She comes up, and then the narrator says, "You're dead." She goes, "I'm dead. Why am I dead, Nick? Why am I dead?"
And you have to picture just like the sweet, curly haired, the most sweet Southern accent you've ever heard.
Why am I dead? But then he starts dating her.
Yeah.
And then he breaks up with her. And now
Multiple times.
More than once?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a one time.
No, 2 times. And then he came crawling back.
He broke
I
up.
also broke up with my wife.
What a stink.
Well, here's the part is
We're stupid sometimes, Brooke. We
Before-
don't know what we're doing.
before I got to know, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble with Mark and Kim for this. Before I got to know Mark and Kim, that's her parents, they hated my son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
My
They
mother-in-law hated
my
me.
son. And when you started to date him again, they still hated him.
They hated
Yeah, they're
him.
probably like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they thought it was a really terrible idea. I get it, looking back. If I were the mother of me,
We protect our girls.
yeah. So, yeah, we dated right after. We're skipping over. I was very depressed, on the brink of taking my own life.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Did you plan on how you'd have done it?
Oh, yeah. I knew how I was going to do it.
How come you were that depressed? What would you have said at that time to answer that question?
I felt like a burden to everyone in my life.
Oh,
Yeah. Isn't that sad to think about?
your dad doesn't care about you.
Yeah. I felt like I was,
You don't behave for your mom and dad.
yes. And I felt like I was constantly like a problem for them. And my brother, if you've ever met my brother, he's like,
Perfect kid.
yes, just a crowned angel.
The golden child.
Yes. And I don't know. I think it had been so many years of depression that had gone untreated in any sort of way and unnoticed. And so it was just kind of like
Oh, that would have been horrible.
yeah, just like,
No one
I don't
would've
even
known
care.
why.
I just don't care. Like you get to a point where you literally feel no feelings. And so short story, I was in my dorm bathroom by myself because everyone went home on the weekends. And I knew how I was going to do it.
You made a plan already.
Yes.
That's when it's bad.
I knew how I was going to do it.
Razor blades?
No. I won't say how I was going to do it, but no razor blades. And
Women normally like poison because they don't like violence.
I didn't like really know how to pray. I was just essentially like, if you are real at all, I need you to just make it known. And there was no speaking. There was no like loud booming voice. It was just a feeling of like heaviness, but like a hope, like a, I don't know how to, it was a supernatural feeling and you could not convince me otherwise. And I was like, okay, so this is a thing. And I don't really know why it's a thing, but I just felt something that was real. And I, for a moment, felt like there is like a joy and a hope in life.
Hope is anti-depression.
Yes.
Depression is a lack of hope.
Because that was the first time I think that I'd felt anything, even remotely like happy for a long time. So it was obviously it wasn't, like I said, like a go to the altar and you're like, holy crap, everything is great and I'm a changed person. But God worked on me, even though I was still depressed for a while. I knew that God was real and I didn't really know anything about him, but that the Bible was real in that moment. I just knew it was. And then I needed to learn about it.
So that's a gift of faith.
Yes.
You received the gift of faith. And did you learn a lot during college?
No.
No.
We
Because college is busy learning other things. It's hard
well,
to
I
get
skipped
plugged
chapel a lot.
in. Yeah.
I would have somebody mark me. I had insider help.
You did that as a Christian.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I did.
I don't know if you are forgiven.
I know.
how that works. You're a bad
I guess I've
person.
repented I would skip chapel a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Which I will say our chapels were not very
good.
No, they were stupid.
Got it.
Sorry, North Greenville, but
I'm sure they're better now.
so because we traveled with Joyful Sound to sing at churches every weekend, I really never heard a consistent gospel. I was reading my Bible, but I had a King James Bible because that's what my parents read, and I had no idea what I was reading. But then I got married to Nick and started coming to Harvest.
Word. We were so
as soon as we got
That's where
married.
I met you.
Yeah.
We were so glad you guys moved up here. 'Cause
Yeah.
we didn't think we'd ever see you guys again since he married a Southern girl and she was in the South and he was in the South.
So that was 2015 when I moved up here, and I will say that was probably the beginning of me really understanding the gospel for the first time. So I was saved for a while before I really had like a grip
and
on what it meant.
And how sad is that? Not in your case, because you can see why it happened in your case.
Yeah.
So many people go to church
And they know nothing about even just the like core tenets of salvation.
I was just talking to Ada Clinch, and she was telling me about a church she went to in college, and I won't say anything else because I don't know which one it was, but she pretty much said you could go there forever and sing a lot of songs and you weren't going to learn anything.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was exactly how North Greenville was. That's why I skipped chapel all the time because it was dumb. So yeah, that was 2015 was really the beginning of my understanding. I loved Jesus before then, but I didn't really understand it. I just knew that it was the truth.
Now, this is a very busy time in your life.
Yes.
To shorten it, you guys moved up here. You moved. You kind of wanted to be a physician's assistant, didn't you?
I didn't really know. I wasn't a girl that grew up like loving babies or like desiring to hold or be around babies and kids. So I didn't really know, like, I didn't care that much about kids, I guess. Like, I wasn't looking into the future thinking my career was
being a mom.
Right. And so, yes, I believe I wanted to do physician's assistant, but I ended up going to the University of Pittsburgh right after I graduated with my pre-med degree.
And it was a one-year program.
1 year. It was awful.
And you got another bachelor's degree in 1 year.
In nursing, yes.
In 1 year.
At the University of Pittsburgh while we lived here.
So you were busy all the time.
Yes.
You got a bachelor's degree in 1 year?
The program
you have
does
to
that.
have, you already have to have a 4-year degree, but you could have a 4-year law degree.
It doesn't matter what it is.
No. And then it was awful.
Just
awful.
In case you don't believe us, that's really, it's hard.
It was the worst.
It's a lot.
It was the worst thing I've ever done.
But
it's like
you did it.
I did
drowning hard.
But you did it, and you have a lot of what you like to call gumption.
I got gumption.
That was another thing. She came up here, and Mandy comes into my house. She's visiting with her at their apartment. They were living over in Sarver. She comes home and says, "You know what Brooke said today? What? She tried to work the vacuum cleaner, and it wasn't sucking the dirt. She said, this thing's lost its gumption." And Mandy got such a kick of that. Lost its gumption.
She does still quote that to this day, yes.
So, but you had a lot of gumption. She had gumption. She would, she finished that. I still remember going to the graduation 1 year and then got a job working in nursing
in Shadyside.
In a large hospital group that was very difficult on nurses. I won't mention them, UPMC, but the nurses, UPMC,
we've been yelling about
UPMC insurance sucks,
and
it pays for nothing and it charges you a lot.
And
I want everyone to know that. This is, in my opinion, UPM insurance sucks.
And they're the worst to work
for. Cost me a ton of money.
The worst.
And
they're really big advocates of chopping up little children.
Yes.
Yeah, Children's Hospital likes to kill babies, but we just want to get that out there.
Yeah.
And these are the people who take care of our health. But in any case, it says you were a nurse for a while. So when you lived here, then you were learning the Bible. How did you learn the Bible if you're that busy?
Well,
what did you do?
I really wasn't doing probably as much as I should have been doing.
Did you go to church every week?
Yes. I would get off of a shift a lot and go to the Freeport campus when it first opened. Like a zombie, and I would, yeah.
I that's a shameless plug for going to church and why we have long sermons.
Yeah,
is we want to teach and preach the Bible, and
yes.
And you also led worship down in Freeport with Nick.
We did,
which was awesome.
Back in the day,
yeah, for a little while, and then you moved to South Carolina again.
Yep.
Go ahead. you want to say something?
No, it's just funny. It's just funny your perspective as a new Christian. I don't know what your perspective was moving back up here with
So
Nick.
both of these guys
It was
went
very-
to the
it was
same.
a
and like
culture
Nick's
shock.
a pastor's kid.
Yeah.
Well, like
his-
I came into the church and you were there, and when you're new, everyone you see is a super Christian. Like
Yeah.
I saw you. And
you thought I
everybody
was
else.
a super Christian.
Heck yeah! I'm
You were
just
up front.
finding
I
out
knew
now.
nothing.
I'm just finding out now that you weren't.
Nothing. No.
Because when you walk
yeah.
into a church and you're a new Christian, you just assume everybody that's already there
Yeah. You feel dumb.
is a super Christian and knows everything, is way holier than you. And they don't sin
That's
at
right.
all.
No, yeah,
You're
they
just
got
like,
it all together.
Everybody, it's a
Imagine
Brooke,
marrying into a
Brooke until
family.
this day has been a super Christian
No,
in my
I
head.
am no super Christian.
When I first
Now you
met
know
you
the
in
truth.
I'm still
2017,
well. No, I married
16.
into a family. It's you like were whatever you did, whether or not you think you screwed up or not. Your 3 children, 4 or 5, or however, all the adopted ones too.
Well, yes, because I count also Sue Young, and I used to count Tyler, but he's left me.
He's left,
So, anyway,
but we still love him and claim him. But if you sit and talk to any of your kids, they know their theology. Like they are solid.
I never had classes with him. I often regret not doing.
See, Nick
classes
says that
with
you
him.
did.
Well,
Nick says that you
did a
did sit down
little.
with him.
I did, but I wish I'd done more.
All
But
right.
I
Well,
guess-
whatever you did, it worked. Because
Okay.
look who they married. Look at like. Because it's good, but in a good way. Did that come off bad?
No, it was awesome. It's very self-serving, but
Dude, they
I
like-
liked it.
look at our, like-
who they married.
Yeah, freaking awesome people.
I think she is awesome.
Zach, 10 out of 10. Nathan, 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
We did
I love
great.
my
You're like a
in-law.
9.5 at least.
I'm
so
like an 8 or a
she's good.
9.
She's
That's
an
a
11,
joke.
and she knows it.
So yeah, that was intimidating. Also, coming from a Church of God and then listening to you was kind of like a whoa.
What's the difference in preaching? There's a lot less.
You say real things.
There's no jumping around.
There's no hooping.
You're just very.
We're gonna get you saved. You're
just-
gonna hear the gospel.
Yes.
The Holy Spirit's gonna come down. And I'm not
Yes.
against that style, by the way. In fact, I enjoy it, but it's not me.
No.
Well, I do yell though.
You're just very to the point,
Yeah.
and you don't beat around the bush, which I appreciate.
Yes.
But it was like kind of a shock
Yes.
at first.
Yeah. So you were offended. Is that what kind of a shock?
I
it was?
may have been offended at some point, or like a little taken aback.
Well, we really did have to get to know each other because I went to her house when she first moved in once. I don't remember why. And she wouldn't let me in the door.
What?
You wouldn't let me in. You
When we
talked
lived
to me
here?
when you first moved in there. I think the first time I dropped in unannounced. And that's part of the story.
She was setting up the
I do
rules
not remember
without
this.
saying them out loud.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, you didn't say don't come in.
Do you
and
need
I
a cup
didn't-
of sugar? Or what do you need?
And I didn't ask to come in, but I'm standing outside, and I thought she's going to ask me in. She didn't ask me in, and
I wonder if I was sleeping because I.
well, I think
Worked
we were
really weird hours.
literally just getting to know each other, and I do think, like I said, you don't present yourself naturally to the whole world.
No.
And I think part of that is really the way you were raised.
Yeah.
There's a guardedness, safety.
Oh, for sure.
Which is where the irony comes. If we could talk about your business, you got out of nursing, but you didn't get out of work. And here's the ironic part. It is exposing you to the world way more than you do on one-on-one conversations.
I don't know how I ended up doing what I did.
So explain what business you started instead of nursing, or let's say how you started making money in other people's businesses first.
I don't know why I started it. I think I hated my job working as a nurse. And I'm not saying all nursing jobs. Like my nursing job was awful. I was treated poorly. It was very difficult.
And then you moved to South Carolina and you liked.
So it actually started a little bit while I was here.
Yes.
So I was selling makeup I think I started in 2017.
On Facebook.
Yeah. And a lot of it was just like supplemental income, just
A few dollars.
yeah, just to kind of like help out with things.
So you would say, here's the what kind of help me out. I'm not a chick. I
You know,
never
like
watched
your
it.
mascara,
I've only seen like one of your videos.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's not very interesting to a man.
So you have to put it on and
Yeah.
say this is awesome.
Yeah. And so I did that for a while, and
Do you
I
realize that is
made completely out of my comfort zone and my personality.
well? Plus, though, it also takes a little bit of chutzpah.
That was the word I was going to use.
I would
Yeah.
never have thought to use that word, but I like it.
Do you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Because
I
you're
don't know.
assuming.
I truly
You're
don't.
assuming you know how to tell other people how to be pretty with this.
I have
And
no idea
that
why
they
I started.
look at you in some way that they care what you have to say.
I know.
Yeah, you have to have some
That's what's
confidence that you look good, and you have to have confidence that you need to take my advice and you'll look good too.
I don't know why. I don't know. It's not in. If you know me, it's not in my personality.
It is
at
in
all.
your personality.
I just don't. I
you
don't
just
think
needed the
so.
right setting.
I guess.
I have a purpose here that I'm not telling everybody what I'm going to tell you now.
You're pretty
Secrets.
bad at keeping secrets.
I don't keep secrets, and I haven't gotten to this, but I'm so impressed with my daughter-in-law, and she does love the word, and she learns very fast. She's very smart, and I would love to see her teaching women the Bible, and I think she would love it, and I think she'd bring that same
Makes me
attitude
wanna throw
to it.
up.
But she is.
Speaking in front of people makes me want to throw up.
But she can speak to a lot of people on a camera.
On a camera, it's different when somebody's like staring, like their eyeballs are like looking at you, and
Their eyeballs.
it's just different. It's
well,
different.
they can't look at you with any. That's all they got, Brooke.
I
is
know. It
eyeballs.
just is like, what are they thinking right now? It's just weird. Like this will post later. Nobody's even watching it right now. It's just different. I don't know.
You're right. But
So yeah, I started that in about 2017, and
So-
that grew.
So what company was that at first? It was
Unique
Unique. That's right.
is what it was.
And so you made a little bit of money.
Yeah,
but
I made
not
like
lots.
grocery money. So it was substantial to us.
Yeah, it was helped
Um,
because Nick was actually starting his job at the bottom rung, which was his desire, and he was trying to move up.
Yep.
And so they needed the money. Mm-hmm. And
Yep.
so
And then
that-
we moved.
And you moved to South Carolina. You got another nursing job.
Yeah.
And it was different.
Which
It
I
was-
loved.
It was working
I
for a
loved that job.
doctor's office.
Yes.
Which is a much different administrative environment,
Than
more
a hospital.
relational. Your
Yeah.
boss isn't yelling
First,
at
my
you all the
baby's there.
time.
Yep.
So
And so from there, we just kind of kept seeing that it was becoming more and more like substantial big boy money, big girl money. And then from there, I branched off and started doing. That was 2018, and it was really the age of influencers, I guess, is if you want to call it that.
it was the pioneering, I think, of influencers who could monetize themselves.
Yes.
So and in
Yes.
such a way, everyone was learning together. Even
Yeah.
Facebook and the others and Instagram didn't realize what they had yet.
Me and Nick realized in that moment there is a market here to be had, and we just kind of jumped at. We had no idea what we were doing. We had no idea about marketing or
This is
ads.
affiliate marketing. Is that what it
Yes,
is?
affiliate marketing. Well, it started as that, and then we realized, well, I'm only making a percentage, and then this company's making everything else, and I'm working my butt off.
Well,
Why don't we start our own business?
Before we go to there, let's talk about Lange,
Lange.
because we love Lange. in
Lange
my
is
house.
just a weird time of my life.
But that is really what catapulted you.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk
Do
about
they make
Hair.
hair blowers?
Hair blowers.
Is that what they're called?
No.
What are they called?
But I like it.
Hair dryers?
Yes.
Is that what they're called?
They make a lot of hair
They're
tools.
called blow
I think there's a
dryers.
blow dryers. That's the word. I think there's a Lange blow dryer in my house.
Is it pink or black?
It's black.
It's probably Lange.
You know what I got to tell you? I
Lange.
love.
And it's like skinny.
Yeah.
There's a couple
velvety
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
touch.
I love Lange and I love Starbucks.
I was like, man, that's a weird
And I
name. I
love-
think I recognize that
Yeah.
name.
I love
It is.
Lange and Starbucks no matter what they do because they provided for my children
They
good
did.
jobs.
They really did.
So
Hair
Lange,
blowers.
I made a
Lange-
video with Lange. They reached out to me in 2019 and said, "Can we send you some
So
products?"
they reached out to you because they saw Unique.
because at that
She had an
point I had
audience.
built somewhat, of an audience on Instagram and Facebook.
How many people
specifically.
do you remember?
I want to say maybe 10,000 at that point, which
Yes.
for that time was big.
Really good. And you get a
Yes.
percentage of every Unique product they bought.
Yeah, of Lange. Yes.
No, but for Lange when you were with Unique.
Yes. Yep.
And so
Yep.
then Lange saw you
Yeah.
and they said, would you make a video for us about hair?
And I did, and it went completely viral.
How viral?
Like 10 to 15 million views. And what they do is they put your affiliate link. So when someone clicks that link, and it would be in like the description of the video, when somebody clicks that link and purchases something, I would make 10%. And that video made us so much money.
How much?
I don't know specifically how much that video made, but in the time that we were with Lange, I was making between $10,000 and $25,000 a month.
So you quit nursing.
It was scary money.
That's
It
not
was
scary.
money to us.
Exciting.
It was
great.
that time of our life is kind of a blur, and we don't. It was weird, but yes,
But
so
good.
and amazing. We were
Allowed
like,
you-
what is happening?
You were able to buy a house.
Yes,
And then sell it and get another house.
yeah, and then sell that one and get another house.
And Nick even quit his job for a while
Yeah, we were both at home.
to try to take, now not because he didn't like his job, but because he wanted to grow this business.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden something happened and the money dried
COVID.
up.
Oh well, yeah.
What happened there? How'd the money dry up?
Well, COVID. So 2019 is when everything really exploded, and we were making a substantial amount of money. And COVID really grew because everybody was at home and doing nothing but watching videos. Yeah. And so we took advantage of that and
Buying stuff online.
and things grew and grew, and we grew these businesses. And
Wait a
then
minute. Are you? Let's talk about launch.
okay,
Is that post launch?
so that 2019 was when I started with Launch. And then in 2020, it was like explosion. That was the most money we'd
With
ever made
Launch,
in
right.
2020. And that was also when we had our first child. Life was very difficult that year, even though we were making a ton of money.
Because you're preggers and working a lot.
Yes, there was just a lot happening.
And am I allowed to say that, Sunshine? Is that a
Preggers?
bad word? Yeah.
pregnant.
I don't think it's a bad word.
worse.
I know.
We've said worse.
I
With
never
child.
know.
And then I birthed her in 2020, 3 weeks before the world shut down. Pretty
Oh,
sure.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Weird.
Because then you're tired,
Exhausted. We lived in
you're
Greer.
sick.
We were far away from everybody. And everybody was scared to be near each other because we thought we were going to die at
For
that
a
point.
while.
Yeah. And we had a newborn. And Nick was having his own thing. But around 2021, I don't know, things in the market with ads and with affiliate marketing and with social media were changing at such a rapid rate because everybody was learning things so quickly and algorithms were changing so quickly and everybody was trying to figure it out. And then Apple did some weird things with their privacy settings, and it was like all of the sudden, which I know it ultimately it was God pulling us away from that. Out of nowhere, the money just kind of like dwindled and dwindled and dwindled.
Yeah, what happened, I don't know the specifics, but I know the general is Apple changed their algorithm, and so Facebook and Launch, they used to somehow use in the back door.
So it was a privacy setting to where we were looking at, like if you're looking at things on your phone, that company now knows what you're looking at. And then we use that to our benefit, and we are targeting the people that are looking at certain
All
things.
of a sudden, you go from having an audience of many to an audience of not so
Yes.
many.
Just
Yes.
us stupid Android users.
Yep, just the dumb Android users.
And so all of a sudden the sales go down.
Yeah.
So because you have no control over that.
None.
And this happened to a lot of people who
it
were making
destroyed
money.
a lot of businesses.
So then, but you had started concurrently. You were starting your own business called
Little Co, Living in the
Little
Light
Co.
Company.
Living in the Light. Why Living in the Light?
It is from Psalm 18:28, which for whatever reason is my favorite verse. It says, "You, O Lord, keep my lamp burning. My God turns my darkness into light," which I just felt like was very relevant for
And it comes out Lil Co. Isn't that nice?
Little Co.
And also around this time you had the George Floyd stuff,
Yes.
and everyone was posting black squares on their Instagram.
Yes.
So I would imagine that you did too, because it's bad for business not to go along, right?
I did not post the black square.
And then what happened?
It's like a badge of honor now. At the same time that was happening, I felt a very strong conviction that I was making just an ungodly amount of money in my mind. And I was purposefully avoiding talking about Jesus because it was very controversial and it would lose me money.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't, the things that I were doing were innocent and fine, but what is the point of having...
But you could feel it inside.
I mean,
that
at
it
this
was
point,
like
I had over 100,000 followers. Very, very high engagement. Thousands of people would watch me when I was doing a live. And I just thought, what am I doing? What is the point? And God started really convicting me right before 2020, before I had Lila.
And before you started to lose the money.
Yes.
When it counted.
Yes. And so when the 2020 thing happened and culture really shifted, because I think I'd already started feeling that conviction, I just didn't go along with it. And I'm also a person that, like, Nick really worries about finances, and I'm just like, la la la, like, it'll just work out. God has it. But
Kind of how it's supposed to be, too.
yeah, I think that's just like a man, like just kind of carries that burden. But I just knew I didn't want to be a sellout. I didn't want to be a sellout. And so I think that, along with all of the algorithm changes, our money just kind of dwindled, and the Lord kind of pulled that out from under us, and it was very shocking.
Well, that business, you did make a go of winning without the algorithm.
Yes, we tried.
In fact, this shirt, I'm going to guess.
It is a Little Co.
shirt.
Yeah.
They started making
Clothes. Christian clothing.
They rented some office space.
Yep.
A lot of people, even at Harvest, have Little Co shirts.
And it did great for its short life. It
its
did
short
really
life.
good. Yeah.
But then it started to be more work than it was worth.
Yes. Well, we were
Nick
working
had
on
to
our
go
second
back to
kid.
the company he was with.
Yep. We had Zion, which is our second. And the
Having
Lord just made it abundantly clear that
having a regular paycheck is good.
Yes.
Do you miss all
No.
that video time?
no,
You don't miss having an audience?
no, I don't.
No?
I missed it at first, and I think it was less about the audience and more about I've worked so hard for all of this to just crumble. Like, I worked so hard for it, and then it just went away.
Yeah.
And there was really no. We probably could have rebuilt it. I don't think I could have rebuilt it because of my convictions.
Because you were losing steam.
Yeah, it would have killed me.
You
and
wanna
I was
talk
2
about
kids
Jesus.
deep,
Yes.
which was tough, and I was ready. I think God was really preparing me, because at that point I was the breadwinner. I mean, Nick, we were both tag teaming it, but I was the face of it.
You were the talent.
Yeah,
You were
Nick
the
couldn't have done
talent.
it without me.
He needed you to be the talent. I remember him at that time always saying, "We need to make a video, hun."
Yeah,
We
he
need
was
to
very
make a video,
stressed.
hun." And
Yeah.
and she'd be like, "I don't feel like making a video."
It was just I knew at that point, with 2 kids, my mom was helping a lot with watching the kids, and I just felt the Lord, even though I was so passionate about what I was doing, and we were doing really great with it, God just slowly taking things away.
Did you wonder if he was good or if he was being nice to you?
I was definitely frustrated that it felt like there was so much favor. And then we had this whole business around the gospel, and we were trying to find new ways, like how can we implement the gospel in our orders. And so we would make these little cards with like little Bible verses, and then on the back it would have like explanations, and it would like lay out the gospel. And we were just trying to find different ways to minister through what we were doing. And it was like, why are you taking this away when it feels like you so generously gave it? Which is, a prideful and selfish way to think about it. But
there is this misconception among many in the church, largely because teachers teach them this, that money equals blessings,
Yeah.
and lack of money equals lack of blessings.
yes.
Could you speak to that? Do you feel like now that you have less income, God doesn't care for you anymore?
No.
Doesn't bless you anymore?
No, I feel opposite. I feel like God, I can see the way so many points in my life, but especially during that point of my life where if we were continuing to do Little Co now, I think I would be so unhappy. I just want to be with my kids. I just want to be a mom. And so when all that went away, it was very difficult in the moment. I would say for the first year, it was like, why? Like, why is this happening? And Nick had to go back to work, and that was at a job that he, we're very thankful for, but it's not like his passion. And, but I just saw the way that God orchestrated it for me to just be a woman and just be a mom and not have to worry about finances. And
So you are a mom now.
I am a mom of 3.
Of 3. And by the way, one of the things you do is every Sunday you bring your kids out before church, you put them on a doorstep, and you
I
take
take
their
a little picture and I send it to our group chat. Yeah.
And you send it to our family chat. We love those pictures, but do you have a plan for all those pictures in the future?
I don't know. I think it'd be really cute to like print them out. And
I had a feeling. I think you could even, these days, you could throw them on and just have them just go boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
like a little
and
album
show
online.
You could probably ask AI to give you one
I hate AI.
changing picture. You hate AI.
Yeah, I do. Like, we won't get into that.
I'd like to. If you
I
hate it.
know you would.
I love that passion.
Me and your daughter were just talking about it last night.
Why do you hate AI?
It's just creepy. I don't know. I don't want it to know about my life. Why does it need to know?
It already does.
I know. I don't like that. It's too invasive.
It doesn't know anything. Other people already know that stuff about you.
I know. It's so
Well,
creepy.
but they don't put it all together in one spot.
It's like a little thing, that like knows
Oh
everything.
no, I'm with you.
It's
I
too
think
smart.
They're already finding mental illnesses that are coming from AI,
Yeah, it's creepy.
and it is creepy. But good part is it's translating all the languages of the world, so we will have the gospel or the Bible in just about every.
And then it's going to take us
language.
over.
Well, then the Antichrist, and then Jesus comes back. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm ready.
This
Let's
ends
go.
well.
Let's
But
go.
I want to talk about motherhood a little bit.
Yeah.
Every time you have a baby, it's easy, right?
Yeah. So great.
Well, for some people, just pop them out and they're happy the next day. Do you
know.
pop them out and you're happy the next day?
I don't know. No. So when we had Lila, which was February 2020, I don't think Nick will care that I say this. Nick
Nick got
had-
depressed.
he had a complete breakdown. Right after he has OCD, and he's very open about that. And his OCD really clung to COVID and
Yeah.
being very, very scared of it.
Well, you get the people telling the whole world we're all going to die.
Well, he was reading all these articles before anybody had even really heard of COVID in here in the States. And he wasn't really talking to me about it, but he saw this coming because he was reading all these. I don't even know where he found these articles, but he just obsessively worried about COVID and just had a breakdown. And then I had a newborn who never stopped crying. She had what everybody tells me is like the worst case of colic that they had ever seen. She never stopped crying. We lived in Greer at that time, so we were not near any family. My mom would come, but it was an 1.5-hour drive. And so I was I was with a husband that was like a shell of a person and a newborn who wouldn't stop crying. And it was probably the lowest point of our marriage.
Did God hate you then?
Sometimes it felt like it. Sometimes it was like, why is this happening? Like, what is happening? And if you've ever had a colicky baby, everything feels impossible. It's like the next minute feels impossible. It was
For a mom.
horrific.
Does
Yeah,
colic just means cries and we don't know why?
for no
Yes.
reason.
That's what colic is?
Cries, to think of the worst, most awful cry you can think of from a newborn. Like somebody is harming them for hours and hours and hours without.
It lasts several months normally.
And she didn't sleep. So we didn't sleep. And then I guess we'll just go down the line of how my experiences were.
So then how was it with
Zion? Zion, my pregnancy was very painful.
How far apart? I'm sorry.
Less than 2 years.
Okay.
22 or 3 months, I
So
think.
had Nick
apart.
come out of the
Yes, he
COVID
did.
anxiety at that
He
point?
did. And he has since, we've never experienced anything like that, like before or after.
Well, let me say something. When it comes to anxiety and depression that comes from that, it doesn't. We can get the impression it comes and goes. It doesn't. You interact with it.
Yes.
And and you're either fighting it or you're not.
Yeah.
And he fought it. I talked to him many times during COVID. Like, he'd call me sometimes 3 or 4 times a week, and we'd talk through things. And then he investigated. He went to counselors, went to doctors. They recommended medicines. He didn't take them.
Yep.
He started taking NAC, this protein supplement, and then, but then he just learned about it, and he learned to cope.
Yeah. We read Anxious Kids, Anxious Parents, which is a great book. You probably told us to read it.
I'm sure I
He's
did.
given it to
Yeah.
me. So.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
a great book. It's a great book.
And I say this to anxiety people. Our family is now, well, everything's out in the open for us because Mandy is telling it all, and then I've told it all.
Yeah.
And Michael tells it all.
And Nick is very open about it.
You don't have to be embarrassed if you struggle with anxiety, but you do have to fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you won't fight, you will keep getting it. It won't ever kill you. It'll just make your life miserable.
It's consuming.
But you've got to fight, and you got to
Yeah.
learn to fight. And so Nick has. I'm very proud of him, and he's not a quivering bowl of jelly. He's
No.
working and doing his thing.
Yeah.
And the kids are great.
Kids
They're
are great.
all Lila's fine.
Yeah. Lila's fine.
She's a sassy little one.
She is sassy, and she is my little morning ball of sunshine. She is no longer weeping all the time.
No, she's not. She's fun.
Yes.
She's fun. I just yesterday, what was it? her dad was saying, we're going to go in and you're going to poop before we go. And she goes, oh, what'd she say? Here we go. He's going to have a meltdown because he hates to poop. I'm like,
Yes.
she's 4. What am I gonna write? He's going to have a meltdown. He hates to poop. And I'm like, I love doing that. I always feel better. I don't see what the problem is.
Yes.
So Zion,
You don't want to talk about
Zion.
poop anymore?
less than 2 years.
Yep.
Not a fun pregnancy.
Bad pregnancy. I don't handle pregnancy well. I'm sick. I'm
But he
in
was
pain.
a much more chill baby.
He was a little more chill.
A little
Still
more.
tough.
He still would cry, but he was.
It wasn't colic. It was just, I guess, regular baby stuff. But I ended up in a C-section with him after like 30 hours of labor. He was a tough one. And
Then,
then came Mr. Brooks.
oh my goodness.
Whose name is not Brooks?
It is Brooks.
His name is Brooks. His name is Christian Brooks.
See?
Yeah,
So he's the one.
I told myself I would never
He's the
do
curse
that to
name.
my kids, but Brooks Christian just didn't fit.
That's
It wasn't-
Brooks Christian. That's like a sweet country
I don't know. I
artist.
just didn't think it like flowed as well.
It's
Brooks
really
Christian.
hard. The last name Greiner is a hard one.
It doesn't flow
It doesn't
as
flow
well.
unless you have a strong vowel at the end of the first one, right? So, like my mom, before she got married to my stepdad, was Amanda Greiner. That works.
Yeah.
Or Mandy. My daughter's Mandy. She was before she got married. But Nick Greiner, it's always Nick Reiner. Mike Greiner doesn't work. But sucks to be Nick. That's the name we gave him, and
Yeah.
and me too. There's no whining. And so I don't know with Brooks.
It's good the S breaks it up.
Yeah,
Brooks
it breaks it up.
Brooks Greiner.
Breaks
That way
it
you
up.
can have two names.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
Brooks.
his name's really Christian.
Let's talk about Brooks.
Little Brooks. He
No,
is-
he's not little.
You're right. He's massive.
He is.
He's our biggest baby
Oh my
and has caused the
gosh.
most chaos both in and out of the womb.
Yes, tell us about that pregnancy.
So, 2023. Yes, 2023. I get pregnant in September. I know how we got pregnant, but it was.
We all know how you got pregnant.
It was very shocking.
If you don't know how she got pregnant, put that in. Ask the pastors.
We'll tell your parents to tell you about that
no,
later.
we'll answer it right here and ask the pastors next time.
We'll make Isaac
Tina
answer
and
it.
Mandy will do it. They'll do it for you. But
Yeah, they like to talk about SEX.
they do.
They're weird.
They're great.
They're awesome.
I love them.
Don't get distracted.
We're trying to
So,
crush them.
2023 September, I get pregnant. I am not happy about it. Me and one of my best friends had just talked about how we just needed one more minute until we had our third.
So you wanted a third, you just weren't
We were not ready.
mentally ready.
Yeah, we were not planning it. Had a lot of angry feelings, did not want to be pregnant. A week later, miscarried, which sucked.
Then
it
you
was
feel
just
really guilty.
horrible guilt. And then at the time, one of our best friends had just also found out she was surprisingly pregnant. And we always get pregnant together. And so went through those. I don't even think I was able to really process through those feelings of the miscarriage, and neither was Nick. And we got pregnant again in November of 2023 with Brooks. That one was a little more intentional.
Bing
Yes.
bang. Well, that's
I think
a blessing.
after we kind of got excited, like I was angry and didn't want it, and then suddenly I kind of got excited, like a third. You just like imagine them and you picture it, and so we kind of tried again and very quickly got pregnant again. But that pregnancy, I don't want to be graphic.
He's speaking of graphic. He's looking up videos.
I got a video. I want to
How graphic do you want me to be?
tell the whole thing.
Okay, just a warning. If you don't want to listen to graphic things, just maybe don't listen to this episode because it's gonna be graphic. I bled very heavily the first 3 months with Brooks, and I just
which
assumed.
is super scary.
Very scary.
Because if you just had a miscarriage,
I just assumed.
you just assume things aren't going well.
Oh, and
it's not normal.
it was very heavy.
First starts happening, you probably cry a bunch.
A lot. And then at 12 weeks, it was the week before we were supposed to come up here. I had a very intense spell of cramping and just a lot of bleeding. And I was like, this is it. I called Nick. I'm crying. He's crying. We have
over.
to wait for this urgent care to open to tell us if we're losing our baby or
Tell
not.
us what you already know,
Yes.
which is
We just
you
knew.
lost the baby.
Yes. So we go in. I'm weeping in the waiting room. We go into the ultrasound. Immediately, she puts that probe on. What is Brooks doing? He's just wiggling around like he had not just made my life a living hell all day. And there he is. He's alive and well. And they said, I don't know what's happening, but he's great. He's fine.
That's crazy.
So that was great. Great news. The rest of the pregnancy was bad. A lot of pain.
It's almost like disbelief, though. If you want to pause there for a second,
Yeah.
like going back to Nick's, us all talking about anxiety. It's like, yeah, but you've almost like established in your brain already that things aren't going well, and so then they're like,
yeah,
oh
we were
no,
very
it's
nervous.
fine, and you leave. You're like, yeah, but something's got to be.
Yeah, for
Something's
sure.
got to be wrong. Like, you
I
can't
was
just
not-
relax now.
I was not mentally well
Yeah.
for his pregnancy. So we get through the rest of the pregnancy. It was very difficult. I have never been in more pain in my life. It's like every bone in my pelvis felt like it was breaking every day. We had a lot of triage visits because I was having contractions all the time, which I think
Like
is
way early.
so around 32 to 33 weeks started having what they would call Braxton Hicks, and I would not consider them Braxton Hicks. Very painful, very timeable. And I think I'm mentioning this because I do think it maybe had something to do with what happened in the birth. So we get to his due date, August 9th. And out of nowhere at 9:30 p.m., it's real contractions. I'm like, okay, this is the real deal. I was originally supposed to go to the hospital in Greenville that I have birthed all my other children at, and I love them and they're incredible. But I told Nick, that's not happening. We're having this baby very soon. We need to go to the nearest hospital. So my mom comes, takes over, watching the kids, and we get to the hospital. And do you want me to, how much do you want me to tell?
All of it.
Okay. We get to the hospital around 10 p.m. August 9th. Between the 30 minutes that I'd started contractions to this point, I'm not even able to walk through the hallways without stopping. And the triage happens very quickly. They get us in a room very quickly. They know it's my third kid. This is happening quickly.
Cascading.
We're about
pregnancy.
to have this baby.
Yeah.
And so around 11 or 11:30, we're in a room. I'm in pain I can't even explain. And I had a nurse who I regularly have to repent of my bitterness towards because she ignored me for hours. And it went from contraction pain to a pain that was, you can't even explain it. And I just remember laying.
Like contraction pain is the worst pain they say you can have.
Yes, this was a new level.
But you felt this
This
a
was
different
many
pain.
levels above that.
But
yes.
it felt different.
And
Very
you're not a
different.
first-time
Yeah,
mom.
so I know what's happening.
So she's trying to slough you off like, lady, this is called labor.
Oh, she didn't even she never came in the room.
She's like,
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you scream or anything?
screamed. Was screaming. Help, 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 screaming.
And then she came.
No. She did, but in the middle of the screaming, she sat down. I will never, ever, ever forget it. She sat down next to my bed, did not even make eye contact with me. I am not even weeping. I am screaming. She sits down next to my bed with paperwork because this is a hospital. They have no idea who I am. It's just a random hospital. And she's doing intake paperwork. And she's very quietly and calmly asking me the stupidest questions I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, what's your address?
Can we do the spoiler?
How old are you?
Can we do the spoiler here? The end of the story is you.
It's happy.
You're-
No, spoiler. Let her tell
Okay.
the story.
So
Nobody
you don't
dies.
know what's happening. At
I have
this
no
point.
idea what's happening. I just assume
It's just not the same as my previous.
I
two
just assume
pregnancies.
is he stuck? Or am I just crowning in this moment and nobody is
Doing
paying
anything.
attention?
Yeah.
So she's asking me these questions, and this is kind of how the entire thing went, where there was no assessing, no checking. My mom is going back and forth to the nurse's station asking, what are you going to do? What is happening? Nobody's checking on her. I know my blood pressure's not being taken because I'm the railing on the side of the hospital beds. I'm laying on my left side. squeezing. So your blood pressure can't be checked when you're squeezing your arm like that. Just in that position for hours. And
Where's
I was
Nick?
in the room. I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't know what anything that was
There was
happening.
no one in your world but you.
Yes. I was in another world of pain.
Yeah.
And so I don't know the timing of everything. I've tried to look in my medical records. It's kind of hard to know like when everything happened so quickly. So a few hours into this, after being in excruciating pain, the anesthesiologist comes bebopping in, and I'm telling him, I'm in so much pain. I don't even know if I can sit for this. And I'm having a hard time even speaking.
And he wants to put in an epidural.
Yes, and I'm begging for an epidural. I told them going in I don't want an epidural. And so I think they're like, oh, this dummy, she's a wimp and she's,
Might have saved your life not having an epidural.
100%. 100%.
Now, we're not against epidurals, though.
Well, I think thank God I got the epidural because of what's about to happen.
Okay, go ahead.
So I get the epidural, and this guy is dragging on, and it was like he was taunting me. And the nurse was taunting me. It's like they had a conversation about how annoying and awful I was. I'm not even kidding.
Maybe they hadn't, though.
Well, let it rip.
The way that that they were
this.
treating me, it was inhumane. It's scary to think about another person treating you the way that they treated me. So I get the epidural, and a lot of things happen between that, but it's not really worth telling. It makes me angry. I try not to. I don't want to be angry at them. So I get the epidural, and all seems better.
Because the pain is.
I'm in pain still, but there's relief.
Yeah.
I can like think. I can breathe. I don't think it was even an hour before or an hour after I got the epidural that all of a sudden, like, me and Nick and my mom are just talking, and all these nurses come running in, and they're freaking, like, they look scared, and they were like, we need to put you on your hands and knees. His heart rate is dropping. And I was like, okay, like, this kind of happened with Zion. So it wasn't, at that point I wasn't really concerned. So they do their thing. They get his heart rate back up, I guess. And then they leave. 5 minutes later, and I started to feel weird. I'm feeling weird at this point. They come in 5 minutes later, and it is panic. You could not. They weren't like loud. It was just like you could tell
on their face.
The looks on their faces, like they are freaking out.
And you are a nurse.
I knew something was wrong.
Yes.
In that second time they came in, and I also knew that I wasn't feeling right. And I also knew all the things that it just up to this moment I was like something really might be going wrong. They rush in. They're flipping me on my hands and knees again, which is something that they do when the baby's heart rate drops. They're trying to get the heart rate back up. The doctor now, for the first time, comes walking in the room.
Is this the surgeon?
Yes, this is the one who did everything.
She's going to turn into a hero here.
And I'm not going to say anybody's name.
No, don't.
Or where we birthed or anything like that.
We don't want to get sued.
So she comes in, and all the nurses, so they flip me back over, and the doctor comes in, and she is focused. I don't even think she knows my name at this point. Like, nothing about me. So she walks in. His heart rate apparently was like 0 to like the 20s. I mean, it's nothing essentially at this point. And they flip me over. They check me. They check my cervix. And I just remember the moment knowing, like, this is really bad. The nurse checks me, the nurse that has ignored me this entire time. And you could see the fear on her face. Her hand comes out. It's covered in blood. And they said, she's lost station. So if you've had babies, the baby comes down the canal. And you're like almost ready to give birth. So he had gone back up, which is a really bad thing. And as soon as she said, he's lost station, the doctor is screaming at everyone, get her out of this room. And at this point, get her in.
If I could add context, that doctor at that point turned into from that point on, she gave the care that was needed.
She saved the day.
She got serious.
Yes.
And she kicked everybody out.
Yes. They
kicked the family out.
Oh, they didn't even kick. So they normally, when you go, because I've had a C-section before, they normally like wheel you into the OR, and they clean you up, and they like they numb you more. And
then I get to be there.
yeah, they like,
And then-
it's a process of sterile, like making sure things are sterile, making sure things are ready. They yanked the bed out of the room, and they're just yanking, you know, cords, whatever they can, and they are pushing my mom and Nick aside, and they're like, get her to whatever room. So they pull me into this room. And another thing that happened is they laid me down, and I said, I'm in excruciating pain in my shoulders, which apparently means that you're bleeding internally. Yeah. And that is when they knew, like, we got to get things moving here. So they wheel me in this unsterile bed into this procedure room. I don't know if it was an OR. I don't know what it was. She lays me down. A nurse climbs on top of me and holds me down. And I had an epidural, but it really like wasn't doing very much. And I just remember looking up at this girl who now I know her name, and I've reached out to her, and she's awesome. And I was like, am I going to die? And she just looked at me, and she was like, we're going to do everything we can. And then I looked around, and there was like so many people in the room. Everybody, you could have dropped a pin. Everyone looked scared. Like, you just kind of know, like, this is really bad. And so she's holding me down, and I'm like, am I going to feel this? And she said, yes, you're going to feel this. And so she put the scalpel down the doctor to go and make the incision, and she said, can you feel this? And I was like screaming, yes, yes, yes. So they give me 1 shot of lidocaine. Immediately after, they're cutting me open. So I'm feeling it all.
Yeah.
Feeling it all. So they have to do this C-section I remember I could feel them spraying iodine on me, but that was like it as far as sterile environment. And then she is cutting him out, pulling him out. I just remember I was screaming like, God save me, like God save my baby. Everyone is staring at me. I'm just trying to like stare at this nurse, and I can feel, this is morbid, but I could definitely feel like I'm gonna die. Like, this is what it feels like to die. It was like, it's kind of peaceful.
Because your blood's running out.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like you're like, someone's drugging you.
Less oxygen
and you're just
in your
like,
brain.
Your body is really heavy. And I'm like, this is it. I don't know. Like, and I was just thinking about like, at that point, sorry, I knew I was going to cry. I'm thinking, I'm never going to see this baby. Nick's never going to see this baby. Because they pulled him out, and I knew. And he wasn't crying. And I thought, that's it. For both of us. And I didn't even get to make eye contact with my husband or my mom. And this is going to be their new reality.
So you were alone.
Yeah. Well,
You're going to die alone.
I didn't even care about that. I knew I didn't feel scared about dying. I felt afraid of what everyone was going to have to live with. Like, what was going to happen. Going home and, like, having to tell that to our kids who expected us home the next day. And, like, we were telling them, like, you're going to have a new baby and we're going to be home and you're going to get to hold him. And I was just, all these thoughts are, like split second running through your mind. And then just realizing, like, your own mortality. And not only your own mortality, but, like, your kids. And when you, like, have that realization, and thank God I only had to have that for a second. Like, some people, that's their reality. But realizing your kids' mortality will mess you up. And, it was 8 minutes. I know because the doctor was screaming, where is the anesthesiologist? And she was announcing the minutes of how long it had been. I guess probably for, like, charting. And so the anesthesiologist comes in. And I have no idea what's going to happen at this point. I know Brooks is dead. And that's what I'm thinking in the moment. And he actually was not. I don't think he was alive. Like, they had to resuscitate him. His APGAR score was 0. It was really bad. He runs in, and I just feel a mask go on my face. And that was it. And then they put me to sleep. So what happened, I guess, from all of that, if you're wondering what the heck happened, I had a complete uterine rupture, which is extremely, extremely rare. And it's where your uterus essentially rips open. So we found out it did not tear on my old C-section scar, which is what would usually happen, which was horizontal. It happened vertically, which is even more rare. And when they did the C-section, Brooks was already in my abdominal cavity, so he was completely out of my uterus,
Floating in your guts.
which is typically a death sentence for a baby. Because we have no idea how long he was without oxygen.
What is it for a mom?
It's hard to find the statistics because what happened to me is extremely rare. Partial tears, where it doesn't tear through all of the thickness of your uterus, is more common. But to have a full tear, and I think they group those percentages together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a uterine rupture is a uterine rupture.
It's like tearing a muscle versus a
Right.
full
Right.
rupture.
And so, nobody expected either of us to make it out of there. Is what I gathered when I talked to some of the nurses reached out and on Facebook and stuff, which was really cool. But nobody expected either of us to make it out of that. It was a God thing. So I come out of surgery.
Let's stop for a minute.
Yeah.
Could you check your text? I sent you a picture. Just hold on to it.
A freeze pop.
So this is where I come in. So then I get a call from Nicholas.
And unfortunately, we had gone radio silent. So we texted the group chat. We're in labor, and everybody's expecting it to go fast. And then we are radio silent. Everyone is texting us. People are calling us. My friends are calling Nick.
So Nick calls us.
So we've royally freaked everyone out.
Nick calls us, and he's a mess. My son is a mess.
See, I don't even know about any of this, about any of the conversation.
Well, he called me, you're in surgery. And he's trying to tell me these things. And he's pretty much, and then he breaks down crying for a minute.
Well, at this point, I don't think they've given him any good news.
He breaks down crying, and he says, I could lose my wife. I don't know what's going to happen. He's afraid his wife is going to die, and his son is going to die. And as it turns out, they did their job and they sewed you up, and
Yeah.
but it's not over for you. You're still in pain to this day, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. A lot of pain. Yeah.
And so much so you're gonna have to go have another surgery to fix it.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll be the end of it.
But we thank God for giving life, and by the means by which He gave you your life, He chose it.
Yeah.
But He also, somebody had to work hard. I thank God for the lady surgeon.
Oh my gosh,
whether
she was
she
just
woke up too late or not, whether she should have noticed before, whether the nurses should have. Obviously, we think there's negligence. That's our opinion.
That doctor came in and she
Took over.
did what she had to do. I'm amazed. I just watched her. It's like watching an out-of-body experience. Like you're like looking down at yourself. And this woman is just commanding everybody. Like she is just so sure of herself
So
in that
there are
moment.
you were minutes away from dying.
Yes.
Yeah, she's walking in there like somebody waited too long to come get
Yes.
Right. And so
Yes.
what they did, so the baby has no oxygen to its brain for
Yes.
a certain amount of time, but no one knows how long.
So you don't know the extent of the damage that has been done.
So
But thank God he lived, which was a miracle. But
So
now
they-
the next step is what's the damage?
and so what they put him literally on ice.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they've learned from stroke victims is that you can, and I researched this right away after this phone call.
I've heard of this.
They can stop the damage to the heart if they can, or to the brain if they can stop the blood from flowing to the brain so fast.
Yeah.
They like reduce the processing speed of your computer so it doesn't require as much oxygen and it can heal better.
Right, and if
So
it's
they,
going to
like,
break, it's going to break slower.
they like put you on stasis. It's almost
It's
like a
very
sci-fi
crazy.
movie.
It's
Like
crazy.
you're
Right.
going to Mars, so they
So,
put you on.
so let's say it's
Yeah.
going to make you brain damaged. It'll make you brain damaged slower.
yes,
It does. It's not even that a preventative for sure, but if you're having a stroke, and so they learned with babies like this. This is, they put the kid on ice, And then they shipped the kid to a NICU, and we can say that hospital. We like that hospital. But it was how far away?
It was in Charlotte, downtown Charlotte, so it was probably 45-ish
So
minutes.
once it was established she was going to live, now the next big... First, how did you feel? Had you seen your baby with your eyes?
No.
So she hadn't seen her baby with her
I just
eyes.
knew, you hear the crying.
And
I knew
got
that-
him to cry.
Yes.
And then...
So I wake up in the PACU, which is recovery after, your surgery. I remember waking up and I am freaking out. I mean, it's like you wake up, you're in this room, people are just like on their computers and you're like, what in the heck just happened? And so I remember like sitting up and screaming, like, where is my baby? Where is my baby? What is happening? And a nurse came and held me down, and I think they like gave me something to calm me down.
Which was a kindness.
Yes. And they just held me down, and I remember them saying, your baby's okay. Your baby's alive. And I just like lost it. And that's all the information
So
I
you
needed.
just started to cry.
Yes.
How were you emotionally after that?
Not
You were
okay.
awake?
I think I was just so, it was like, he put that mask on my face and I was like, this is it. This is how it, like, I just thought I was going to die. I thought Brooks was going to die. And then I wake up alive.
And everybody's just acting
And
calm.
this nurse comes and you could tell she was waiting for me to wake up. And she just, the first thing she said was like, your baby's fine. He's alive. And then she gave me whatever she gave me and it calmed me down. And then I was kind of in like a
But your
drugged.
baby wasn't fine. We didn't
But he was
know.
alive.
He was alive.
But her words was, he's fine. He's okay.
fine.
And I'm glad. That's what I needed in that moment.
That's what you needed to hear.
Yes.
So the baby, so I get another call from Nick, and thank God Brooke's alive. And Brooke's mom is with the other kids at home.
Mm-hmm.
And by this time they're in Rock Hill, South Carolina. So, and I'm here with my wife, but nobody's with Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brooks doesn't know a thing. He wouldn't care. But what is the impulse? We have a need. He had a need for me to go and be with that baby.
Yeah.
And humans. We're humans. We are social. So he said, no one's with Brooks. I need you and Mom to come down and be with Brooks.
So they went straight down.
So, yeah, actually, we stopped at your hospital. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We did, and we saw you.
I do not remember that.
That's okay. And we're happy you were alive. And then we shot right over to that hospital, and then got a hotel there, and it was late. Mm-hmm. So we stayed long enough to see him. What they did was they put him in a plastic. If you take a big plastic, say you have a giant flour tortilla, make it into plastic, and you put the little dude in there, and then they wrap it up around him so it's like this, and they can make it as tight or as loose as they want, and they lay him on a little French fry tray, right, a little bassinet, and then they can make him hot or cold through that thing, and they dropped his temperature about.
That was like 91, right?
It was 98. I think it was 89 or 91.
I can't remember.
That's low.
It was
very
89.
low.
And so his little fingers
Oh, they were purple. It was awful.
were purple, but you could rub them, and the blood would come back. You could we took a lot of the purple away, so don't worry, Mommy. And but he wasn't awake. He wasn't awake. So we came right back the next morning from the hotel, and we were with him all day because it was the thaw-out day. What they do is they do this for 72 hours, and we got down there on the second day. So on the third day...
So they do it. They do
on
an
the
MRI.
third day, he rose from the dead!
Essentially, they do an MRI.
Not yet. They thaw him out. They thaw him out on the third day. And so Lori and I, we call him our little freeze pop.
What did you think in that moment? Like, were you like concerned about his well-being?
You know what? I'm very optimistic.
How's Lori feeling?
I don't know, but I'm a very optimistic person by nature, and the nurses seem so competent, and so the roll of the dice is after 72 hours they're going to do an MRI and see if he has brain damage. But first, 72 hours of cold. Why they got 72 hours, I don't know. That's how they do it.
Yeah, for reference out there, everybody knows 98.6. Well, that's not like a stable thing. Your temperature ranges throughout the day, plus or minus a degree. And below 95, I believe, is officially hypothermic. So 91 is low. Like if you were to be awake and start to get towards 91,
You wouldn't be awake.
you wouldn't be thinking. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't think.
He wasn't awake.
You'd-
No, he was almost
You'd
in like
be-
a coma.
And of
Like they
course-
had him sedated.
We adored him. We were like the wise men looking over the baby Jesus in the well, which they didn't because they weren't there. But it was like that. We were like, look at this guy. And we would sometimes both be there. And then there was a chair. I would sit and she would stand. He was never without a hand on him, right? And he slept. But then little by little throughout the day, very slowly. And we were watching the monitor constantly. I mean, it took 8 hours to
It's a
thaw him
long
out.
process.
And you'd see, oh, he went up a half a point. He went up. We would be excited. And literally, he made one little squeak somewhere around upper 97 and went right back to sleep. And he didn't cry until till he hit 98.6. And at that exact moment, his mother, who they brought from across town, was being wheeled in. And I have that on video, and we're going to show it right now. This is the
That's
moment.
pretty awesome.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah, there it is. The sunshine takes care of it. Here comes Mommy. And there's Nene. There's my wife. She won't like that because she's lost weight since, but I think she's beautiful. And that's the first time he cried, right there. Oh, just when Mama gets here, you finally start to cry. That's his first cry that I heard. It was right when his mama arrived. She can hardly walk. Look at her. Here's the. They just don't want you to touch the belly button. That's the first time I heard his voice.
He's
Look
been
at the
quiet
face of this mommy.
up till right now.
Mommy love.
I think it's just
she has to
'cause
put her
it's getting
gloves
hot
on.
and
They won't let you touch him without
It has
gloves
to be
yet.
sterile.
Mouth is dry.
Except Nick just rubbed him on the face. Dads don't care.
And there's Mom. Look at her. She's going to cry. She can't take it. There it is. Now,
Right.
so then later that day they did an MRI, and did he have brain damage?
So we actually had to wait. I want to say it was another day.
They did it that night, I think. Because we
I
got the
can't
news.
remember. But I remember I was able
I don't
to.
know if you had to wait for results, but I think they did it right away.
Maybe they did.
At
And
the end
then I think it was the next day. And they told us, it might take 2 days or so before we get the results back. And I remember I was able to hold him for the first time that next day.
That's right.
And as I'm it was maybe 5 minutes into me holding him, and this doctor comes up, and I just think like she's gonna, because they come and assess them, and she was like, "Oh, by the way, the MRI results are clear," and I was just like, "What?" And it was just so nonchalant, and I just broke down, and then we got to call everybody, and she didn't go into anything. She just was, I think, knew that we needed that, and it was just a whirlwind of emotions.
And you were still not happy, of course. But before we get to you, because you're still dealing with all these emotions and they're up and down, and which we understand. But let's jump to now. Spoil how was his development?
Oh, he exceeded
All the other
everyone's.
kids?
Yeah, we have to see neurologists and development people every 6 months, and every single time they're like, he's
taller
above and beyond
than
He's
his brother
fatter,
and sister at that age.
happier.
Talks a lot.
Yeah.
I have one photo that I brought to show you.
Oh gosh.
This is my boy right here. This is my freeze pop. Let's see this photo.
I knew
there he
I knew that
goes.
was gonna be the one.
I love it. He's like, give me a beer, Marge.
He's going to a NASCAR race.
I mean, he is a South Carolina boy.
Dale Earnhardt for life.
That's right. I'm heading to NASCAR. I got my little stuffy here, and my belly's hanging out. And I'll tell you, his personality, he is indefatigable.
He is happy.
Isn't that
He
a good
is.
word? I know, right?
He is. You sounded top shelf there.
I know.
I don't
Did
even
you look
know
that one up before you
I
came?
don't even know that
I
word.
did that to impress him. He can't be stopped. He can fall down. He laughs.
He's wild.
He's huge. He's a
Huge.
monster baby.
Yeah.
And he was not that big coming out. He was normal sized. So you can't blame that on the problem. But you had very much a near-death experience.
Yeah.
And then the emotions of the hormone, right? You have the hormone.
Yeah.
My mic is, I'm fixing this.
Relentless. I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just keeps on going.
Did you look it up beforehand?
No, I happen.
Indefatigable.
Every once in a while, I know a big
He
word.
knows
Man.
lots. He's the one with the fancy degrees, Brookie.
That doesn't mean a thing. I actually had to study, not you. So, how's it been since? How you been since?
Oh my gosh. Up and down.
Is God still good?
Yes. There was a minute there
Where he wasn't.
where it felt like
The whole universe exploded. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's what would happen.
it's weird. It was well, because of the nature of the birth, and it was like it's really a mind game to go from the worst case scenario happening to then 6 days later, I think it was the best case scenario, and everybody's like, the doctors are amazed, the nurses are like, everyone is like, this doesn't happen, like this never happens. And so I think there for a minute my brain, because I remember when we were in the like waiting room of the NICU and you were asking me, like, I don't remember exactly what you asked me, but I just remember, like,
I just want you to know from this interview, I found I'm completely forgettable to you. She doesn't remember anything
no,
I say
these
or anything I give her. Or
Well, whether or not you were there.
These are all
or whether or
moments.
not-
These are all moments that were like really intense, and I
Yes.
just, you're kind of in this state of just existing, like kind of floating around. It's just a very wild. It's like my brain couldn't make sense of it, and so for the first few months, really, you're just so focused on the baby. And Nick was like in the middle of trying to get this promotion, and there was just like, so you just go into like primal, like life has to resume. I have 2 kids at home, a newborn. I have to like make sure that they know everything's okay, and I'm in excruciating pain for a very long time. And so, and I had a lot of help. You guys came down. My parents were there. Grandparents were there. And so everything, was provided. But I think my brain did its thing. Like when you go through trauma, I do think your brain just like gets you through it. And it like shuts your feelings out. So we got through the newborn stage. He was our easiest newborn, definitely.
After that.
After that,
he could
he
have an
owes-
argument for your hardest newborn too.
Almost killed you, but then was nice.
I demand reparations from this child, from all the trauma, and he's taken like 20 years off of everyone's life involved.
Yes.
So,
I want you to know, Lori and I, once we knew you were out of danger and he was there, he was a blessing to us from the beginning, our little freeze pop. And then we got to go hang out with the other 2 and relieve your mother. And
I think my mom is thoroughly traumatized.
yeah, I bet.
She's probably dealing with that now, a year and a half later. And Nick can't talk about it. He won't talk about it to me at all.
Yeah, he was. Well, it was about to be it was about to be the worst
It was
day
really
of his
bad.
life.
I don't.
It was this close to being the worst day of his life.
I do not envy his position, but where was I going with that?
I don't know, but is
I
God
don't know.
good?
Yes.
That was the question.
Yes. And I don't know, like, will I ever know the real reasoning behind all of this?
No,
I don't know.
until you see him.
Yes, but I think the biggest part of it was it's so easy. Like, we have such easy lives. Everything is so easy. And I'm 32 and healthy otherwise. Nobody expected that to happen.
No.
Nobody expects, as a 32-year-old, fairly healthy person, to like go die. You know it. Like, you know it in your head, but you don't know it. And when you are faced with your actual mortality, face to face, and like I said, your kid's mortality, it is like a wake-up call.
How's it changed you since then? Since you got better?
I think a lot of it was realizing, like, not that I didn't take the gospel seriously or that I wasn't, like, already passionate, but it is like a fire lit under you of just telling people, like, people say it all the time, like, you don't know what tomorrow brings. Like, you might not have a tomorrow. Like, that is so real to me with myself and my, like, kids. Because I think, to me, the worst thing that could happen, like, the worst thing that God could do to me is, like, take my kid.
It happens to a lot of people in the church.
Yeah. And I still think to myself, like, how could I do that? And people look at my story and think, how did you do that? Even though it came with a really happy ending, and I'm very thankful for that. But I think you just realize, like, God only gives you what you need when you need it. And I had that, and I experienced that at, like, a really intense level. And then just realizing, like, how important it is to tell people about the gospel. Like your neighbor who you talk to all the time, but maybe you, like, never tell them about Jesus. Like, why are you not doing that? And I just think the reality of, like, this, your neighbor could die tomorrow, and then you have to think to yourself, like, I never told them about Jesus. That's terrible. And so I think that, and then the importance of, like, telling my kids about the gospel. I don't know why that was, like, a revelation to me, but it was like, we need to get this going.
Amen. I'm with you.
You know,
on
I have an almost 6, a newly 4, and now Brooks is, like, 1.5. And they're young, and, like, Zion looks at me and like, you can just see his eyes glaze over. But I'm doing, like, I'm telling him the things, and something's going in.
You got to tell them about hell.
And with Lila,
hell scares them.
we're getting there.
I told Mandy about hell when she was 4. She got saved, led her brother to Christ.
There you go. Maybe I need to do that. Which Lila has accepted Jesus into her heart.
Yeah.
With her daddy.
Good.
But I don't know. I mean, I still think I'm coming out. I feel like just now I'm starting to feel like a person. Like
yourself again.
Yeah.
And isn't that the way life is? Life's hardships are normally seasons.
Yeah.
And that's an encouraging thing to anyone listening who's going through a hardship. It's a season, and it's a season of recovery. But if you walk in the Lord and you walk in faith and you wait on Him, you're better for it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to do it again, but regrets go away.
Yeah.
Now, 2 last questions and we'll wrap up.
Okay.
About the future. 1, now you're a woman who can't have a baby.
I am.
Does that bother you?
Yes. Yeah. I think it won't ever not bother me. And I think too, like, I look at other women and you play the comparison game and you're like, at least I never, like, dealt with infertility, and, like, I was able to have 3 healthy, beautiful children. But I think for a woman, having that taken away in such a just awful way sucked. And I think I'm finally kind of coming to terms with that. But God is just like, and you, if I could sit and, like, talk about my testimony really in depth from start to finish, there are just so many, like, moments in my life where I could just see, like, I'm a crier. If you know me, I'm a crier. God had His hand on me for so many years through some really bad things and things that I wonder, like, why is my life so hard all the time? Why are things just continually hard? But then you get to look back and you just see, like, maybe I'm just stubborn and God just, like, needed to, like, show me all of those things to, like, show me His goodness that night in the bathroom when I got saved. Like, He's like, look at the things I've done for you because I love you and I want you to be here and I want you to be fulfilled.
Well, this is a good time to preach the good news, and that is, it's not just Brooke. Life is hard.
Yeah.
Life is just hard, and it's because of sin. We're a fallen people, and that's, God loves us enough to rescue us.
Yes.
So you look at someone from the outside and you think, well, she must have a really sweet life, such an easy life, such a good life, until you hear her story or anyone else's story. And never think just because someone's poor or rich or healthy or not healthy, that somehow they have a perfect life. Life is hard work.
Yeah.
And you die at the end, but the Lord has rescued us through his blood. We will not have the answers on earth to everything, but we don't need them. We know he has them. That's the lesson of Job. So if you don't know Christ, why not a prayer like Brooke's, or like what's your name? Brooke. Brooks. Brooke. Well, I was saying Brooks, but in plural, that actually works. Why not a prayer like Brooke had? Why not say, God, if you're there, I need you.
Yeah.
That's literally all it took. Like, I had no idea what to say. It was just like, if you're real, you're real. If you're not, you're not. Just like, tell me, like, just show me something. And he did. And he was faithful. And he knew what I needed to believe in that moment. And he gave it to me.
And I'm going to end here because we're long. I have one question. I'm not going to ask it.
Okay.
But I will say this. Brooke and Nick are now in a church, and they're no longer in Harvest because they moved away, which is fine, sort of. But that's okay. We love them anyway. And if you have a friend and you don't know what to say, invite your friend to church. Mm-hmm. And if you go to a church and you're not going to Harvest, you're going to some church that doesn't preach the gospel, stop going to that church. I've had people actually invite people to Harvest who don't go to Harvest because they knew the church they were going to was not going to help. And to which I'd say, you're a good Christian in a church that you won't go to. Why don't you just switch churches? But nevertheless, invite people to church. Let them hear the gospel. Do not underestimate the power of the Holy Spirit among his people who are worshiping.
Yeah.
Any last words you want to say? Because we're pretty much done now.
I know. I have no idea how long we've gone.
I do. 2 hours and 6 minutes.
There you go. It's right there in front of me.
We give a lot more for free than Tina Talks. Tina Talks rips
I
people
did
off.
just tell Mandy that I feel like they should go longer, but that's.
She told me the
important.
reason more people listen is because theirs is shorter.
It might be true. I
don't know.
I like long podcasts.
Yes, that's our girl right here. She's very. We didn't even get a chance to show her off how smart she is. But anyway, last words. You got it. And if you don't have any, I don't care. I'll say
Motherhood is great. Having babies is awesome.
it ends. And then they all grow up. Then what? That was my last question, by the way. Now I asked.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. I have a 6-year-old.
Yeah, but you're not going to have any babies soon.
You're right.
And life changes. When all of them can get in and out of the minivan or whatever you're driving without your help, when they can all get their own water, they can all tie their own shoes, life gets a lot better.
I know.
I tell you.
Easier.
You're not carrying 18 bags every time you're going somewhere. But then, as time goes on, mom has more flexibility in her life, especially after, they grow. You can actually engineer more time. What are you going to do with your life? You were a nurse. You were in business. Now you're in the most important job if you can get it. Not every woman can get it, and that is taking care of humans. But as that starts to change, what's next?
I hope that I would love to come alongside moms and just be there, just be a Titus kind of gal.
Could you teach some if you had 3 of them in the room? 4, 5, 6?
Yeah.
How about 10?
I hope.
Okay, see, that's the
I
girl.
think my-
there you
my-
go.
my
Where's your
mindset-
gumption?
My last words would be, take it seriously now. You have the Bible in front of you. Read it. Learn it. It's your responsibility to your family, of course. You're definitely your kids. If you have kids, it's time. If you're not serious, get serious. Because you could literally die tomorrow.
Amen.
As I figured out. And your kids could die tomorrow, which is scary, but
Don't
I
be
think God
morbid, guys.
has kind of shed me of that fear. But
Yes, you should shed, because it's a morbid fear we all as parents get. Don't think about it. If
I think it's more. I won't
like
get
you
into that,
said,
but
God gives you what you need when you need it.
yes, take it seriously now. Teach your kids now, and don't just have urgency. More urgency. I think people need more urgency for the gospel. That is what I have learned. I need to be more urgent.
Amen.
Couldn't do better than that. Bye, everybody.
See ya.